Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Y'all preach peace with a fist in the air, huh? Funny how tolerance turns into a witch hunt. Well, I ain't playing nice no more. Cheering on death, you belong in a cage. Preaching love, but you're breathing rage. You say cancel this, cancel that. Think you're a woman, but your chest is flat. Preaching freedom while you're chaining my tongue. I'll keep fighting to the last breath from my lung. Calling everyone Nazis and fascists. There's something wrong with your brain. Comparing yourself to Holocaust victims. Damn, you people are insane. Fuck the world. They don't want peace, they want control. Fuck the world. Trying to break my heart, my soul. Fuck the world. Lighting fires just to watch them burn. Fuck the world. It's our time, now the tide gon' turn. Hey. They don't want peace, they want control. Trying to break my heart, my soul. Cutting up kids, genitals, thinking that's right. We ain't going down without a fight. You don't heal, you rot and spread. Woke's a cancer, it kills instead. They divide us black, white, red, or blue. But hate look the same, no matter the view. Hair, skin color, we're all the same. But these woke little cunts trying to divide and blame. Fuck the world. They don't want peace, they want control. Fuck the world. Trying to break my heart, my soul. Fuck the world. Lighting fires just to watch them burn. Fuck the world. It's our time, now the tide gon' turn. You say inclusion, but you cut me out. You say compassion, but you scream and shout. You say justice, but you kill the debate. Truth don't live where your hate creates. Fuck the world. They don't want peace, they want control. Fuck the world. Trying to break my heart, my soul. Fuck the world. Lighting fires just to watch them burn. Fuck the world. It's our time, now the tide gon' turn. Yeah. You can try and cancel me.
Welcome to the Outer Realm with Michelle DeRoche and Amelia Pisano. Airing live on the United Public Radio Network, 105.3 FM in New Orleans.
Welcome to the Light Gate, where reality bends and the unseen awakens. Preston Dennett, joined by Dolly Saffron, guiding you beyond the veil and into the infinite unknown. Every week we unlock high strangeness, extraterrestrial contact, hidden realms, psychic awakenings, the afterlife, and secrets they don't want.
Welcome to Don't Whistle at Night podcast, where Navajo legends echo in the shadows. Darren and Dawn will guide you through the sacred fire of native storytelling, where the old stories breathe, the unknown walks among us, and voices, long hidden, rise to be heard. And remember, don't whistle at night.
The night has come, it's cold and losing my control. Your light is gone, and lonely darkness fill my soul. I wish that you could save me from my isolation. It's way too complicated. Let's stop this conversation. Let's stop this conversation. We got no relation.
Hello everyone and welcome to Between Worlds, where we bridge inner experience with everyday life. I'm Jennifer Drakowski here with my co-host Hannes Coughlin, and we're broadcasting live on United Public Radio Network and UFO Paranormal Radio Network, 105.3 FM from the Gulf Coast and 107.7 FM from New Orleans. We're so glad you're here.
Tune in to UFO Undercover, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, with your host, Joe Montaldo, right here on the Paranormal Radio Network.
You are muted, sir. We can't hear you.
I was trying to find out where I was muted at.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah, somewhere. I'm like, oh, we'd be muted, man. Well, there's 3 different mute buttons on this one. On the regular setup, there's only 2, but on this one, there's 3. Well, there's one on the thing, one right here, and then this one right here. Yeah, they all mute. They all do the same thing. Mute.
Howdy, Mark.
Hey, Mark Eddie, how you doing? Hey, Heidi, how you doing? What's that? Feeding the ducks. What's feeding the ducks? Oh, no. Okay, we got to get away from this stuff. Sorry, guys. I'm like a child when I see things. We're blowing stuff up now. So anyway, welcome to News on the Flipside. I hope y'all had an interesting Friday, TGIF and all that great stuff. Chip, cheerio when you TGIF Friday. Well, no, in England, man, it's already after midnight. It's 9 here, so it's 9:30 here. So it's 6 hours difference. So 3 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Yeah, 3 a.m., something like that. Chip out there to all our friends in England. Listen, they love this show over there. Well, they all got to know me through UFO Undercover. And then they got to know me on this show with Stephanie. And then they got to know me on Centralist. And then they got to know me on this show again with Jay. But in between, though, there was Incarnations. November Hansen hosted it for a while. What's his name? Gregory Miller hosted it for a while. Yeah, it had individual hosts. It had group hosts. It always does better with 2 hosts, though. 2 or 3, but no more than that. It actually does better with 2 hosts and like sub hosts that do little skits and stuff. Yeah, like dancing naked on the pole. That's just teasing. Oh, y'all like that song, Fuck the Woke, huh? Look, I know we got a lot of liberals listen to the show. Probably a full third of our audience is liberals. And I get letters from them saying, we only listen to you because you're an asshole. I'm like, well, that's probably true. But by the way, audience, this is y'all's fault, okay? This is the audience's fault. I'm going to do like the liberal audience do. I mean, like the liberal broadcasters do. This is your fault. I was all peaceful and chilled and, kind of laid back hosting style. Oh, Joe, you're too nice. I'm like, what do you mean? Well, you've always been a you-know-what, man, so you're just being too nice. I'm like, what do you mean? Oh, no, you're a dick, man. You can't be like this. What do you mean? I'm always nice when I got guests on. I mean, come on, people. Well, most of the guests. I mean, there has been a few that I've just say it was a hostile interview. But I'll tell you this: if I know I'm going to have a hostile interview, I will tell them ahead of time. This will probably be a hostile interview. Yes. Yeah, we're going to blame it on Jay. We always blame it on Jay. Yeah, that's the
What
whole.
did I do? He's not even on yet.
We're gonna blame it on Jeffrey actually, because he was just on before us.
Yeah.
It was Jeffrey's fault, man.
He ruined the mood.
Who is Jeffrey?
Pritchett.
He's the host before this show. Yeah, the Church of Hiccups. That's the name of the show, the Church of Hiccups. I didn't name it. Don't look. What you hate on me for? You know what? Switch over to. Why don't you come in on the Rumble? Yeah. Matter of fact, why don't you use the JoJo Mind Rumble? It could use a little tweet talk over there. No, it shows up here. Yeah, it shows up in the thing. Yeah, well, then you're not over there all by yourself and stuff. Well, anyways, a lot of news going on, and frankly, poor Trump got kicked squarely in the balls today. I mean.
Yeah,
I imagine he had to get Melania's long claws to get him to drop back down.
It took the wind out of his sail.
Yes,
but he did impose like 150 day 10% tariff on worldwide goods.
Yeah, he's like, screw you people. Well, because how can the Supreme Court? I mean, the economy's doing well, so now this is the problem. So if all of a sudden the economy starts tanking right after this. So this means the Supreme Court and the liberals decided that he was wrong and they were right. And of course, they were wrong and he was right. So, I mean, we'll never hear the end of this. I mean, we're on the men, man. Don't fuck with things with a word. But always one of my biggest bitches. Don't fix things that ain't getting broke.
Yeah.
It's moving in the right direction. But I did notice fuel went up a little bit down here. It went about 20 cents.
Yeah, fuel went up here too. Fuel is now $71 a barrel. It's up since recent times from $51 a barrel, but it's still down from what it was a year and a half ago.
I'm explaining to you how bad people are getting ripped off. So when oil is $51 a barrel, generally down here, it's $1 a gallon. So the last 3 times it was $51 a barrel, it was $1 a gallon. So that tells you right there how bad we're being taken. And it's not, I mean, oil companies can get blamed for some with that fake blend switch shit they do now. There's no blend switch anymore, people. The gas you get in the wintertime is the gas you get in the summertime. Unless you live in the deep south or way up north, you're getting the same gas. What do you mean, how do I know? A long time ago, I used to work for a company that did that. Just like I know that premium and regular is mid-grade. Yeah, they call it a splash. It's called a blend, splash blend. But I can tell you all the bullshit they want. That was actually part of the test to get my supervisor's job. It was actually part of the test. You didn't know all that crap. I had a brief stint with the convenience store business for I was going back to school and I needed something to do. And I was like, man, you just end up working all the time. Yeah. Because they promote people that are good, which is a promotion in those kind of companies is more like a slap in the face. I mean, you're going to get more money, but you're going to work far more than you should be. Average week was probably about 70 hours here, plus all school. So I was about 110 out of the 160, whatever hours there is. No, Jeffrey, I don't know what he's going to do with this. I mean, this is going to be a bite. And you know where it's going to really bite us? Supreme Court. Nobody's going to get in check now.
Yeah. Well, after a while, I think it'll be okay, but DHS and several other departments are going to be out of funds by.
No, I don't mean that. I mean the $2,000-$3,000 check we were going to get later in the year. We're not going to get it now. That was coming from tariff money. So not only that, he's already paid off $4 or $5 trillion off the tariffs. Off the tariff. I mean, not the tariff. Off the what the hell you call it? Oh, hell, I'm out of national debt. Yeah, he's going down actually instead of up. So everything seems to be working the way it's supposed to. Last 2 forecasts were fabulous. So now the Supreme Court in its infant and its vast intelligence thinks it understands finances. How many people in the Supreme Court are millionaires? Anybody know?
All of them?
How many are billionaires? None of them?
Half of them?
No, I don't think any of them are.
They're not going to be if they go against Trump in such a way.
It's
There was a lot of money coming in before they stepped in.
well, no, the court was just saying that he was basically going overboard, but he was using it as a negotiation tool more because he threatened and threatened, and then he'd say, "Oh, you okay?" And then he'd slap a little on there just to be an ass. But yeah, and it was working good. Now when he goes to meet Xi, tariffs are off the table. That gives Xi a serious bargaining tool. Yeah. Say thank you again, Supreme Court. So all of our Chinese shit's going to go up now. I just think some things you need to have some background in before you make a decision. And I'm sure they researched. And I'm also sure that they didn't have a fucking clue what they were doing.
Yeah.
But he used tariffs in his first term. Work great. He's not the only president that's used tariffs. So this is what kind of bothering me now. So now they're saying, okay, well, you can't use tariffs, but other presidents could. So that's a little iffy. But worse than that, now Congress is trying to put war powers on. So every president before this president's been able to go out and do what he needs to do to take care of the country without going through Congress, because we all know Congress can't keep a secret.
No, they cannot.
So what I would do is Trump, this is what I'd tell him. When it came on my desk, I said, I'm going to veto this unless there's a consequences clause in it, meaning that if for any reason intelligence is leaked out to the enemy or ahead of time or to the press, the person will be, 20 to 25 to 50 years automatic sentence. Because a senator or Congress or his aide should not do that. Puts people's lives at harm. And we know the Democrats leak like a sieve. The Republicans aren't that much better.
Yeah.
Oh no, Jack. Oh, you mean governors? No. I seen that earlier today. It was currently the Democrats have 20 governors, the Republicans have 26. The Republicans are going to probably take another 2 or 3. The Democrats may hold where they are. That's the forecast. Mayor's got power, but not like the governors. The governor's got the real power. He's the president of the state, basically. That's what he is. Yeah, so he's got the power. They don't hire people up than that does Uncle Trumpy.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know now. I would have said looking like the Republican was going to be a shoo-in in 2026, but they go fucking crash the economy, it won't be. And then we'll have a lame duck president that, basically can only do executive orders and nothing gets done for 2 years. It just sucks, No, I know there's some ins and outs about it, and then there's some other things he can use to push this through, and he can start being there's a couple of other what the hell they call them. What the hell? I can't think of the damn name of them. But anyway, he has a couple other resources he can use, different types of legislatures and bills he can use that can allow him to do quite a few things and then have them all legislated in court again. They'll probably make it till he gets out of office. And that'll keep the economy strong. If the economy stays strong, the country won't put up with that tomfoolery. They'll be like, stop that. Not quite that nicely, but still. I mean, I'm seeing a steady recovery everywhere in this country. So I don't know why we're screwing with a recovery. No, they want to stop War Powers Act on him because of Iran. No, you can't go bomb Iran. No, Mr. Trump, no. You notice a lot of them don't call him President Trump. They call him Mr. Trump. I would immediately have them removed from my office. Immediately. And banned where they can never come back again. Without some kind of formal apology on television for not using the proper etiquette. Once you're president till you die, man. Didn't you know that?
Where is this?
Everywhere. President Obama, he's still President Obama.
He's still, right. He's not in charge, but
he's still president, though, and you still that's how he's addressed.
President.
He's not. What? No, I cannot say that on here. What are you, crazy, man? I will have people writing me from all 50 states. Spock for president. What are you going to do? He's going to run as a. I mean, he's dead, dude.
Spock's no longer around. Yeah,
He's going to be the spirit of the president or the spirit president.
his son Adam is around.
You know, I never really heard much about his son. You know, you just heard that song, right, Marsha? Fuck the woke. You just heard me play that, right? Well, fuck you. How's that?
Adam Nimoy, the guy I'm talking about, is married to one of the stars of DS9, Terry Farrell, and he's done some acting, but I think he's kind of wokish.
Dean, well, a full third of our country is very woke. Well, maybe 22%, but still big chunk. Oh, I was watching my favorite CNN pollster today. The guy is whacked, man. He's good, but he's whacked. He's not always 100%, but he's one of the best pollsters I've seen in a while. And he don't care whose head he's slapping. So, well, I mean, no, he's actually been on Trump's ass one or two of the last polls, but then recently some of the newer polls came out, like the governor poll and favorability poll. So this is how you know how our country really works. If you're not from America, and I'm sure it probably works like this in your country, but Rasmussen's a polling company, right? So if you go to Yahoo, ISPO, or I can't remember the other one, the Reuters one, Trump's got like a 40. First they were trying to say 39%. Rasmussen came out with a 51%, and the other Republican came out with about 54%. So this is how you know. So what you do, people, is currently right now amongst Democratic polls, Trump's around 45%. Republican polls, he's probably about 55%.
54, 55, I was going to say, yeah.
So that means he's at 50%. If you take 5, yeah, if you take the 5 back,
minus 5, yeah.
He's 50%.
It's probably the error rate on most of those polls anyway.
Yeah. So, I mean, what do you mean? Because, Trisha, they want you to believe. They just say shit, and then when it's wrong, if you catch them on it and you make a fuss, they'll correct it.
Like,
probably
oops,
2 o'clock in the morning. Oh, this afternoon, such and such did such and such, and we're sorry that such and such did that such and such shit. Yeah, stuff like that. But you can, it depending on what it is, you can ask for it to be corrected by the person who made the mistake on the time slot that it was made on. But yeah, it usually ends up in a fight. But once, if you can get it on like TikTok or any big media networks, social media network, and it takes off, they'll do whatever you want. Yes, ma'am, can we kiss your toesies? Yes, we'll do whatever. Well, X and X and Snapchat paid these people out because it said it made their kids crazy. So there's no parental responsibility here, by the way.
Undisclosed buyout. Yes, they tanked. But
what do you mean? No, Mark Zuckerberg did this.
But we were talking about that on.
So did Google, by the way.
We've noticed. I watched this guy. I forget his full name. It's Andrew something. He does like turns. He gets like really oddly shaped pieces of wood, and he puts them on his lathe, and he turns them into like goblets and vases and bowls and decorative art things. And anyway, so he's not asking for money. He's not monetized. He's just on Facebook showing his artwork. And 30 seconds in, Facebook puts an ad on it. It's like, it's just so disgusting. So I figured out what they're doing is they're putting ads on everything all over Facebook. I mean, it's like every other post on your news wall is some sort of advertisement, because he knows he's going to get his ass handed to him when this court case finalizes. And he's going to have to pay a lot of money. So he's advertising ahead of that time to make, to pad his losses.
Oh, no, he's not going to lose on this. So this is the problem. This isn't a judge trial. So this is the real problem. You're not going to get 12 people that are going to give complete blame to Mark Zuckerberg because you weren't watching what your kids. Remember, Facebook has parental controls on it. So you're trying to sue somebody for not using the controls given to you to keep your child from doing that. That's a hard defense to beat. See, X couldn't say that because he had never. X had, well, let's just be honest, Twitter had half-assed parental controls. Facebook doesn't. Facebook can block everything if you want them to. So that's going to be hard. And Google itself it says in its bylaws that certain parts of the web are not searchable unless you're 21 or over. So, or 18 over usually.
Yeah.
And also Google has parental controls. Matter of fact, most search engines now have parental. I actually use them on my son, and this is Jesus. He's 40, so I actually use them on him, and they worked great, by the way, because he was a little terror as he was. No, Jane, they're on there, and I was watching these experts talk about this just yesterday. So I would have, in the beginning, I would have said, okay, Facebook is just going to get slaughtered because they're big, massive Facebook. They're worth billions. I'm sorry, and people are just going to decide against them. But there's an argument right now amongst the people in our country. But you can't blame big tech because you got a stupid daddy or a stupid mama, and they don't know how to tell you get the fuck off the computer. And that's true, because you know what? When my son would be gaming, every night you'd hear me say, Joe, go find something to do outside now. Bah, poop. And that was it. He went out the house. No gaming, no. I didn't get him none of those kind. You mean like the little, what do you call the little boy thing? Yeah, not NVIDIA. No. So there was Atari, but there were Atari's competition in the beginning, and then then Sony came along and kicked both their asses. The one with Mario on it, doofus, yeah.
Oh, Atari.
Yeah, so, no, not Atari.
Oh, Nintendo. That's Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, thank you, Nintendo. Yeah, so parental controls have been around for a long time, a lot longer than these people want to admit to. So a judge and a jury is going to have to sit there and go, wait a minute now. Okay, you gave them the controls to keep this from happening. So how do you award somebody $800 million because they weren't good parents? That's just setting a fucking bad example. That's all that doing. They'll get sued all over the place.
Yeah.
And then what they'll start doing is saying, no children on our sites whatsoever. They'll just ban them. Then there are sites that have done that. And then look at Australia. No one on the web 16 or under. Boom. You can't get on. If you're not 16 or over, you can't get on Facebook or X or any of them. Matter of fact, there's places you can't even go on their web if you're 16 or under. So America could do that. We just won't. And that's not on the big companies. That's on the internet operators and providers. I don't know, people. No, actually, my router sitting inside of me, it's actually got parental controls on it. I can actually keep any. No, it doesn't have any operating, if that's what you were asking me. No, indeed not. We do too much adult shit on these shows. Not porn adult stuff, just adult stuff. Yes.
Food porn's about as naughty as we get.
Yeah. And I was trying to talk Amelia into doing some food porn in a day or two.
Cool.
What's that? Maybe she'll be listening to me. No, stop it. No, Emily's somebody from Canada too. Canada, yeah. And but Emily's Emily and Amelia's Amelia. If I've been talking to both of them a lot, then I'll flip their name every once in a while. But I know a couple of Emily's, like 6 of them. One of them used to be in a network until some mean host fired her ass. No, I'm just kidding. Just decent. We go through a lot of hosts. Well, station's been around 26, 27 years. More than 100 hosts for sure. Well, I mean, think about it. We're keeping almost 40 on staff right now. At any given time, when Stephanie was around, they were keeping 30, 35 on staff. It even got as high as 55 once. Well, because once you reach a certain point, either the station has to make X amount of money or hosts have to pay X amount of money because it starts getting expensive. Well, because how can I explain this real quick? I don't want to get into this because it just mars our showdown, but we have outbound service all over the place. Now, some of them are free and some of them are as cheap as $5 or $10, and some of them are $35, $40. Think about it, though. We have more than 200 outbound servers. And then we have all these other servers scattered around the planet that are inbound servers catching our signal in and delivering it to out there. And there's probably at least 200 of those. Yeah, so you have to tell Michelle, thank you for that, because her show pays those fees. Her 2 shows pays those fees, actually. Yes, indeedy. I'm sure she would rather be getting the money herself, but still, so would I. It is what it is. And we're lucky because we started so long ago that we got in on a lot of stuff for free, and we got in on a lot of stuff really cheap. But like one of the SatStar systems we're with, the SatStar company systems we're with, they're going to be in remodel mode for the next 8 months. So we're just dangling there. They just put a thing on their sites and the servers are down till this date. All original material will be restored on this date. I've been knowing about them for 37 years, so that tells you what kind of updates they've been needing to do. Yeah, it's kind of like is it called Canica out of Canada, the big server forum system up there. Used to be you could get all kind of space for like $10. Oh yeah, man, bandwidth, space, all kind of it. It used to be everything was cheap in Canada. It's not so much anymore. It's a shame that crazy Carney guy's trying to kill all my Canadian friends off. He's a no good dog. Nah, dog's too good of a word for him. Yeah. He's a no good muskrat. Yeah, there we go. That works better.
Oh, how is a muskrat worse than a dog?
Hey, look, no, I'm talking because dogs are cool. Dogs are our friends. So you can't be equating our friend with that head. Anyway, moving on. It's no, actually, we're going to get into some pretty dark stuff here in a little while. So
hey, we're still flying the Church of Mavis banner.
No, we're not. We're flying the red, white, and blue flaggy, man.
No, underneath.
No, behind us is the red, white, and blue banner.
No, the scrolling banner below us. The
Church of Mavis, baby. I don't mind. Who minds giving Jeffrey some free advertisement?
We don't have one.
You know what you need? Guess because you usually do that. You know what you need to do next when you see him next Friday? We will make a little invoice for him. Say, well, you got all this. What is an hour's worth, man? Oh no, it's only a half hour because we were late. He's lucky. No, Jerry's a good guy. What do you mean he's an ass? Yeah, just like Jay and I. I mean, what the hell? Well, there's not that many guys left on the network. Stephanie don't like me. She's just firing their asses left and right. No, I'm just teasing. Oh, I should have never said that. Y'all got to give her nothing but crap. No, there's like 5 of us, 6 of us, or something like that. No, it goes by talent and time, and you got to have talent, and you got to have the time to do the show and do it correctly. And
you like it up top there?
It's yeah. Oh, I didn't even know you can move. That's cool. I like it better up there.
Yeah, it's a new feature. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to change the well, there's a banner. I can never remember the text Jay and I use. It's a really cool one, but we always takes forever to find the damn thing.
Yeah.
You'd think one of us would write it down. We don't ever think about it.
If there's no text on this one, you can't choose it on this, unfortunately.
We're not gonna go break quite yet. We're gonna go a little bit later.
There's position and speed. You can make it fast, slow, normal.
Normal's probably good.
And there's also a timer, so you can have it come on and off at different times.
Well, no, this system we use is getting more advanced every week. It's just sometimes they get really irritating because they don't give you any warning when they change it sometimes. And there's one of their features where you do your live streaming or keep your history. Well, they just made it. It's just they need to change the color of text. What they need to do. Frankie Frankenstein, what you got for us, man? You know what? I can try. Man, I got so much shit open right now. I'm scared to open Pal Talk, but it's on the computer now. Yes, it is. I'll be running less stuff tomorrow because there's a couple things in here we're going to play later on, and we got some other clips we're going to pull in from some other locations. And for some reason, Facebook's been eating some of my clips on one of my other JoJo pages. I send them over there, I go looking for them, and they're not there. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Well, because if I'm on Instagram's on the other JoJo page. Don't ask me. We had so many pages, it's hard to keep track of what the hell's going on half the time. Actually, Michelle watches over UPRN pages. I only use we don't use it that often anymore. We use it when we're broadcasting because it's a broadcast page, but other than that, no. So listen, guys. I'm going to be giving away a free show in the near future. Either on a Saturday or Sunday slot. And how you're going to get this show is going to be the thing. So first off, we're looking for a couple of things. We're in the middle of setting up the other Roku page, and I need a good red banner. It's I want to do a little color change. It's if you catch on some of the on some of the pages, Michelle's been doing some of the red banners. She's been doing that really cool. I'll go back and look at some of else with something that kind of represent, because the station, when we do it as UPN Talk Radio, I mean, Jesus, we represent anything. Now, see, Google and Yahoo and all them have an official write-up on us now. Or if you ask your AI about United Public. So I love this, though. So the other day, I go, Siri, United Public Radio comes up, starts playing, right? Love that's great. Great feature. So now the little witch, when a new episode comes on, she tells me, she comes out loud and says, new episode from United Public Radio, and she starts playing the episode. I'm like, well, look at you, sweetheart. Yeah, well, y'all can all do it. It's in the system. As far as I know, we're in everything. Although I got to remember this, I have to do Spotify. Our RSS feed must have got broke at Spotify. I've seen it's the newest archives about 6 months old. People, when y'all see shit like that, just write to me. iCryCox.net, or come in one of the rooms. Maybe message me. You got my phone number? Well, no, you can't message me if you don't have my phone. You can message me on Facebook because it does come up on my phone when I'm paying attention. Well, we're how can I say this politely? We're big enough now that we're way out all over the place, and we can't always keep an eye on everything. It's just not enough. And some stuff is very reliable. You don't have to worry about often, but things, happen. Like when the aliens land. So what do y'all think Trump's going to put out? The alien documents, man. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, and he says they for real, man.
I wonder how far and how much is going to come out,
He said first, he goes, first I got to put Barack in jail, though, for starting this. But now that he started, I can put him out. So there is one of the, I don't know if it's in this list or something I say for the other one about, who was telling, damn it, now I'm going to go look and see who it is. But there's a couple of new ones coming out where there's some pretty heavy hitters talking about such and such, telling such and such about such and such and aliens. And then one of the presidents talks about he was picked up and brought to Florida to know the aliens were for real. I can't remember. I think it was Bush. No, it might have been Trump, actually, in his first term. It was one of them. We got it somewhere. It's in some of the stuff we're doing, but I don't know, Jeff. There's some weird stuff out there, man. It's getting weird on the planet. You'll hear us talking a little while. Putin is all but saying, fuck you, Americans. You're going to die. He said, first off, Putin says Satan's in control of our country. And you cannot believe America became this woke pile of shit that it is. That's his words, not mine, by the way. He was harsh. He said, if it wouldn't be for Donald Trump, y'all would have already been conquered by the Muslims and be a Muslim country. Or it'd be a revolution inside between the Muslims and the South America. I don't know. He seems to be pissed because he always liked America, but he what do you mean he was scared of Obama? You got to be fucking shitting me, right? So wait a minute, hold on. Brakes on. So
I will be right back. I must go see a man about a horse.
Yes. So Mr. KGB is going to be scared of Mr. Community Organizer. That's fucking stupidest thing I think you've ever posted. Do you know how many people have died by poison? Enemies of Vladimir Putin's? Oh, yeah, he'd have found a way to, if he didn't like him, he'd have got him some way or another. Even if they had to crash a car into something. If he wants you dead, you can probably be dead. I mean, all of his competition are dead now, all of them. A couple went to jail, got poisoned in jail. A couple went in the UK. One of them was two girls ran up and dumped acid all over him and shit. Oh, yeah, they're fucking crazy. He's old KGB. What part you don't understand? He's not the new world. He is the fucking old KGB. The people who used to skin you alive, skin you and burn you while they were skinning you. Yeah, no, these are not the people you want to be messing with. And on top of that, he's crazy. What do you mean I like you? I got respect for him. Any man who has almost 6,000 nuclear weapons sitting under the hood of his country, I have respect. Because he can end all of us just with a thought. Oh, we're going to shoot them all down. You know what? We may shoot the ones coming to the United States down. I'll give you props. Maybe I give that a 50-50 shot that we get them all coming in the U.S. because he also has multi-warheaded missiles. But anyway, enough about that. I don't think Europe has anything that can really stop the nukes. If he launches like 1,000 missiles across Europe. Matter of fact, the German chancellor talked about horrors that we can't even believe or think of. Putin's going to rain down on us or something like that. Now, Putin, I don't know if he's scared, worried, if he wants to be the one that starts World War III, but he's got World War III on his brain, hot and heavy. Yeah. We're going to do a couple of these, and then we're going to go take a break. And Jay, I wanted you to find something for me. Is it Maria?
Well, on what YouTube?
YouTube, yeah. My Maria, is that what it is? No, is that the country version? There's a country version, and there's the one with your boy playing the guitar. Either one of them is good, but
of what?
The song. It's Maria. It's either My Maria, Maria. One of them's done by. I mean, my memory is just shit tonight for some reason. It's I can't even think he's really famous for playing his guitar. Spanish guy. What the hell is his name?
No,
well, no, he's Matchbox.
Maria.
Matchbox 20 guy is a guy singing the song.
Yeah, Brooks and Dunn, BW Stevenson, karaoke, line dance.
So that's the country version, and it must just be Maria or something. Must be the other version, or whatever it is. He's it's a little. Oh man, I don't know. My brain's going. Jackie, I probably got it somewhere, but I guess I could look and not be lazy. Let me go over here. Well, thank you for that compliment, calling me lazy asshole. How you like that? Yes, I just called you an asshole. That's right. It's
playing right now. See if you can hear it.
I don't even know if I'm in the right place. I don't hear nothing, man.
You hear it?
I don't hear nothing.
Yeah. I think that's it though.
It's well, anyway, go ahead and put it up. We'll go take the break now, and then we'll come back. We'll talk about these. Now, guys, we're gonna be talking a little bit more about Putin and some of the things he's been saying lately. Some of the other stuff that's going on. Yeah, the when she's a little skinny girl, you know.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Here it is.
What the hell? One thing, he looks like he's having fun. I got to say, man, he looks like he's having fun. He looks like he's having fun in both the videos. Yeah.
He's a fine musician. I was surprised. My dad got into him, you know, towards the end there. My dad, I got a hold of one of my DVDs of, oh God, I don't know the song. One of his most newest ones with Rob. I don't think it was Rob Zombie, Rob somebody or other, but my dad loved that. He swiped my DVD until he could buy his own.
Well, Carlos got some decent music. Well,
oh God, I've got a lot of his DVDs. He's really good. Rodney. Okay. No, so there's two versions of this that I know. There might be three, but no, there's another. I think it's the guy from Matchbox 20 is singing the lead. It's a different girl, kind of a little different area. Both sound good. I'm not hating on either one. They both sound decent. Yeah. No, it's just, you know, just different. What do you mean the white version or black? I don't think it really cares. Right? It's just a cool song, yeah. And it's not supposed to be neither one's supposed to be Hispanic, actually. You don't really hear Carlos sing a lot. It's weird in there. Wait. Woo, red alert. That's what's going on. Hey, wait. I don't know if I like this now. There's a lot of good music in the world, I gotta say. If it wasn't such a pain in the ass to do music, we would add a music section to the station. Well, a good friend of mine owns it. He's got like five. He's got one station, but it's like 5 bands, and he's got 2 talk radio bands. That's how much talk radio's got. Yeah. No, you have to pay to be on his network. You have to pay to be on his network until such a point that you're making money, and yeah. And you're still paying, but you're not paying. Like, it's just a different setup. What do you mean? Have we had paying hosts? Yeah, we've had some hosts making some good money. Not in a while, though. There's a lot of podcasters out there today. So what's happening is you could in the old days, you could just have 10,000 people and be making a good living. Even with 30,000, man, you'd be rolling. But today, it's more like you have to really have at least 1 million click and playing every day
And then you're making okay, like an Xbox and places like that. You can get yourself up into 4 or 5 and even 6 figures, and the occasional 7-figure ones. X made a lot of millionaires, but TikTok made more. TikTok is just, there's so much activity there. Yes, there is. Yeah, well, whoever, think about it. They just sold it for an ungodly amount of money. I don't even think they did disclose how much it was sold for. And then it's still going to make more money here. But everybody's telling me it's changed. I haven't been on TikTok in a while, so I couldn't tell you, but I don't have as much time for searching things like that. No, life does not like to do that kind of stuff. No, I'll tell you what. Hold on, I'll bring us back to where we were. Give me a second to get out of here. I'm over here in Music Land, man. Yeah, no, well, a lot of times we're surfing different pages, seeing what we got going on. Yeah, so anyway, let me grab this out right quick. And where is it? That's Rachel. So this I found a little interesting, a little weird before we get back into the Putin narrative. The moon is no longer silent.
You need this up on the screen there.
Yeah, do you see it right there? Can you see it?
No, not now. Now I can't see UFO Paranormal Radio.
Oh no! You can't see nothing. I'm just reading I'm just reading. So it just says the moon is no longer silent. And something is waking up.
What was that about Soylent Green?
It actually says something is waking up there. Is how it actually says it.
Waking up where?
On the moon.
What do you mean? Something's waking up on the moon?
On the moon. That's what they're saying. There's something going on. The moon never made noise. Now all of a sudden it's making noise.
Oh no! I gotta look this up. The moon is making noise.
Yeah, just you can. I always thought the moon made a little noise. I mean, don't most planetary bodies make noise? Well,
yes and no. They all have their own unique radio frequency, but they don't normally make audible sound.
Well, but it converts into audible sound when it gets.
No. They emit radio signals, which you have to pick up with radio antennas. We don't have that kind of. We can't hear it. If they're making actual physical sounds, that's something completely different. Here's a question on the page: does the moon make a sound? But whilst the moon itself makes no audible sounds, it has not prevented human beings from imagining, creating, and interpreting the music of the moon in all possible ways. Okay, so yeah, there are no sounds coming from the moon.
Okay, China said "Fuck you, you're wrong." And that the moon is making sound. And when they landed on it, it made sounds that could be picked up by their equipment on their ship.
But on audio.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. You could hear it. You could play it through the speaker. That's what they heard it. They heard it through the speaker. He said it was almost like the one guy saying it was kind of eerie. Now let's see what this says. Hold on. It's a whole nother article here. Let's see what this one says. Because, I'm always skeptical about articles, man. You never know what the fuck's writing about anything. Let's see. Use of a single stage design, unlike Apollo, with a redundant engine and dual rocket mission occurs, blah, 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 blah. Plane bold is testing acceleration of the lunar surface. What the hell? This ain't nothing about people. They see, they talk about, it made a sound and go on a whole different tantrum. I wonder how long is this article?
What does that mean?
They're talking about something to do with the way that China's revealed spacecraft design to land us. Yeah, we don't care about none of that. We don't care that China's going to the moon. We're going to the moon too. People, come on.
Yeah, when is the launch? It's coming up. It's next month, right? It's a few weeks.
It was supposed to be the 8th of this month, and it was supposed to be the 26th. Now it's sometime in March. Well, that's a problem with. Oh man, did you see the report on the Boeing ship that was left the astronauts stranded?
No.
It was. Oh man, it was horrible. They tore them off from poor production to poor maintenance to poor follow-up to poor communication to poor bossing. I mean, they got ripped.
Wow.
So much that they're considering maybe not using Boeing's craft to go to the moon.
Huh.
And you know what's funny? I was listening to this thing today. Everybody who's been in all these other ships and get into SpaceX said they don't ever want to get in any other craft again. They said SpaceX ship it's like it's from the future or something. It's quiet, it's comfortable.
Wait, okay, so you got to reclassify that. They don't want to get in any other spaceship again, or they don't want to get in any
No,
other
anyone but
spaceship,
his.
but SpaceX stuff.
Yeah, but his.
Okay.
It's just so different. The one guy said, well, I was on Bezos, one of the scientists, I was on Bezos. He said, I was also on not Mir, Soyuz. He said Soyuz is just a joke. And he was talking about, but he said I was also got to go up on the shuttle. He said, which is bigger because there's more room, but it's still cramped and crazy. He said, man, I got in this thing. I was like, wow, did we steal this from an alien? He said the lines are clean. You know how they usually got bulky shit in them? This thing is just clean, smooth. There's nothing, even if you hit the ground, even smack you in the head with, except for a little tiny screen. I was like, Jesus, man. They were ranting about it. It was crazy. I mean, they were ranting about it. Everybody's been in it was just ranting. I was like, damn. Because every other ship you ever hear about it, they just did, let's be honest. Apollo, you were like shoulder to shoulder, sucking each other's air out of each other's lungs while you were I mean, it was horrible. Yeah, well, the craft was small, guys. Weight. Elon figured out how to get you to space and still have a little weight involved. Ooh, look at the SU-57. Oh man.
It's Sukhov 57. It's is that the one that looks like the old like F-109 starfighter?
Hold on, let me see.
Triangular.
Well, let me see where I'm at. Let me get out of here for a second. What the hell? Get out of there. Let's see. Delete. Let's see. Present. Well, come on, thing. Let me share screen. Hold on. Is this the one I'm looking for? No, I'm not making sure I'm getting the right one. Okay, let's see if this is it.
If not, try the left one.
Yeah, this is it right here.
Oh wow. Okay, it looks like the F-22.
It does. That's what I'm saying. It amazes me how much the Russian and Chinese planes look like ours. If I was Trump,
virtually identical.
If I was Trump, I would investigate every fucking private company we have.
Oh yeah, and then some.
Yeah, well, that's our B2 right there. So they were talking about this today. You know the difference between our B2 and their B2, or their bomber? It looks like it. It's got wingtips and its nose is a little bit pointier, but everything else is virtually the same. Like this fucking shit. It's like the first time you seen the Russian shuttle, you were like, "Did we give them a shuttle?" That's the first thing I thought when I seen the Russian shuttle. Do we give them one? What the fuck? What's this about?
The same thing I thought. I was like, where the hell did they get that from? It looks exactly, except for it's angular. More angrier than ours, but
so,
it's identical.
I seen the Concept 7 Gen today, space fighter.
Oh, nice.
China says their Gen 6 is going to be a space fighter.
But they don't. Yeah, how?
I don't know. That's what they were saying. It's going to be a space. It's going to, going into space is a lot different than being in an atmosphere, ladies and gentlemen. You can't just, it's got to be airtight, and you can't just rely on your jet engines. You got to have thrusters, side thrusters, bottom thrusters. You got to be able, because your plane goes into a roll, thrusting your engine's not going to help you any.
There's probably going to be no such thing as a controlled, high speed maneuver either.
Yeah, your ailerons
for a while.
Yeah, none of that shit's going to work. To it. Well, I mean, your ailerons and your rudder, none of that's going to work because there's nothing to push against. You're in space. So you got to, just like any spacecraft, they have little jets that. Well, some use compressed air, but a lot of them use, what is it? You put it on your hands for cuts, hydrogen peroxide. Yes, they actually use that for, They also use it for other types of rockets too. I didn't know that. So the shit we use to clean our cuts since people in space. That's crazy, man. That's just cool. That's crazy.
I guess it's an abundant chemical that's easy to make, Yeah,
and I guess it's reaction. Well, you see how it foams up when it hits your blood. What's this little thing? Oh, what is that? The one Y32? Damn it! Come and bleep, 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 and bleep in commercials. Is this the one?
Oh, nice.
No, that's the F-20. No, that's it. No, wait, damn it! Stop switching planes around.
That's not the F-22.
No, that was the Su-57. These are all, and this is
Wow.
some
It
concept.
looks
So
like
they're
Firefox
just-
a little.
oh no, you'll see it whenever we run across the space. When you'll see it, you know, the Firefox had that weird rounded dome shaped canopy.
Yeah,
got one
and
just
it had
like
two
it.
chines right underneath of it.
They got one. Man, it looks a lot like it. I was like, shit, look at this. No, Jimmy, this is just what is this? How Russia's build its own stealth fighters.
But
we're not-
stealing ours for one.
Shit's right. Anybody have to fucking steal it. Somebody's selling it to their asses.
Oh,
This is
probably.
too in depth for theft, man. This is Well, the Russians are like us. They like two engines. So the military's always been funny. The Navy really prefers two engines of one engine, mainly because they got to fly over water. There's not many places to land, let's be honest. So you want to make sure you're getting back to the boat. And no, if you're not a sailor, do never call an aircraft carrier a boat. If you're a sailor, it's okay. If you're not, don't call it that. They will tear you and do you know what. But anyway, getting back. So Russians are kind of
is this
same
space
way.
plane going to be on this video?
I don't know. This is not, let's see, scroll down. Oh, look at this little.
Oh, that looks like DWT NSRDC.
Let's see.
Inside of it.
Oh, there's the Su-27.
Yeah,
Green
Ukrainian Air Force.
Flanker 2017. Look at it. Get out of here, piece of rock. Yeah, Donald got his wall. We don't care about none of that. That's not what we're looking for.
See if I can find something like that.
But somewhere, what the hell is all that? Somewhere, let me get out of here. We love the moon. The moon is no longer a memory of the past. It's the future of mankind. Brought around by Elon Musk and Xi Jinping. Elon's going to take over the moon. He's going to tell everybody to go F themselves. He's going to go and build a colony on Mars and tell everybody to F themselves. Guys, y'all not thinking, but he's going to have 46,000 satellites in space pretty soon. We don't know what's on them satellites, and they're pretty big. Yeah, Starlink my ass. What else can them satellites do? High intensity lasers, solar powered. Oh, y'all better watch out. They be cutting up cities like you're carving your dinner. Oh, India's lunar rover has fallen asleep and will never wake up.
Well, unfortunately, I tried to find some videos of the water tank at DWT NSRDC. That's the Naval Ship Research and Development Center, David W. Taylor Center. It's apparently still top secret.
You know, most of this stuff's going to be. Which one is this? Okay,
But I've seen it.
That's
It's
the F-47.
huge.
They got a lot of stuff that's huge. I'll tell you what, they're telling us right now, China's building Ferry 1 sub. We're building, they're building 2. You better get on the ball. F-47 explained how the U.S. secretly flew a 6th generation fighter for years and why it's what? Or why it's a game changer in air combat. Looks pretty badass, huh, actually. No, we showed y'all the F-47 before, yeah. And we showed you it's drones for the Navy, which the Navy was all ranting and raving about today. Well, no, we had an engagement somewhere on the other side of Taiwan, and they were chasing, I guess they thought they were chasing 2 regular jets. Well, the F-18 had actually risen up and had kind of fallen back. Because remember, F-18s don't really have stealth. And it just dropped back because there was 2 fixed on these 2 jets. So they're chasing these 2 jets down. As they get closer, the jets go into stealth mode, but they could see them physically now, but they went off the radar. And as they did, they just peeled and came back around and just lit them up. They could have took them out. They just lit them up, you know, with their lasers, let them know that they had been locked, and just flew on by them. Yeah, Russians still bitching about it. That's probably why they flew a spy plane into Alaska today. We had to escort out. Yeah, and they flew. Yeah, one of them big. It looked like one of those eye in the skies we use for those, you know, the ones that watch over battlefields for us. The Hawkeye things. America massive warships ambushed by unseen threat. drones. I did see this. That was kind of America needs to think about. So one of our cruisers got into it with a bunch of drones, and it took down 4 or 5 drones with its laser, and it had to resort to something else because it didn't have enough power to fire another shot.
Where is this now?
This was in the Persian Gulf.
Okay, and the drones came from Iran, I assume.
I don't know. They didn't say where the drones said. They could have came. There's a couple places they could have came from, but they just said they shot down and then they resorted because there's other things they use now. Guys, y'all got to see what the motherfucking drug enforcement and border patrol are using. So so this border patrol agent pulls up to the fence, right? They got these cameras and he pulls up to the fence, and you see 5 drones flying in with big packages underneath them, obviously drugs. And these drones are just cruising, headed over the top of the fence like nothing. The guy rolls down his window. You see some flashing lights, and all of them fall out the fucking sky. Just it's like, oh shit.
Yep.
Oumuamua. What about Oumuamua? I haven't seen anything about
Oumuamua. Yeah, it's leaving.
New object detected. Space behaves a lot like Oumuamua. Wait, another one? Come on. People are launching shit through our solar system. We're just watching it going through. Well, no. If I remember right, Oumuamua came from 8 degrees off of where the WOW signal came from. The other one, the last one, came from somewhere much in a whole different direction. Both of them, we're talking like 1 billion years out. That's how long it took them to get here. At least,
but also both of them came in at the galactic plane where all the planets are, as opposed to other.
Well, all 3 of them did
come from.
Yeah, so all 3 of the interstellar objects came in the same way. Just nobody can answer why. Well, the scientists will tell you, other things have done that. It's a 1 in 20,000 chance that it happens. And the guy said, sounds like a lot. He said, when you think about how much shit's floating around in the universe and the galaxy and inside of our solar system, it's not a very big odd. When he plays it down, it actually isn't that. But still, 3 just out of nowhere. And then the other scientists said, well, it could be that these things have been passing through for a while. We just haven't seen them until we finally got something that can see them. So we don't know. That's a fuck part about all this is we really don't know. And then they're coming from different areas, different directions. And at least 2 of them acted like maybe there was more to them than just a rock.
Well, and what's call it is still not acting like a normal comet.
Was it AI Atlas or something? Is that what it was? AI Atlas? I can't remember.
AI3 Atlas, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. If Trump goes to war with Iran, it will be without the American people. Whatever, dude. If Trump goes to war, you can bet your ass American people will get behind him in a heartbeat. So, that's another thing. So, Iran, let me go find the article. It's one of the things, topics for the night. But Iran said that they were going to give the oil to Trump as a peace offering.
Really?
Yeah, hold on. I got to find it. It's on I'll just do it the easy way and get it out of here. Let's see, where's it at? Let's go find it. Well, guys, you can find it on YouTube. Oh, excuse me. You can find it on Facebook, YouTube, or Rumble. We always post a lot of the talking points for the show. Let's see. So we talked about the moon. We talked about the Russian plane being intercepted in Alaska. Simulates air. Then we'll talk about that after a while. Scientists say we may be wrong about life. We'll talk about that in a little while. Dark Eagle explained. Oh no, we'll talk about that in a while. That's actually cool. This little dude here. I mapped invisible. I mapped the invisible, and then it says American high school student stuns astronomers by discovering 1.5 million hidden cosmic objects. This is a high school kid. I mean, technology is advanced today, but come on, people. Let's see. Now we're going to talk about that after a while. Yeah, that's cool. Where is this? Drug cartel. Yeah, something across the solar system. Oh, see, something across the solar system. We still don't know what it was. Just another thing came through, and we're just like, what the hell? We need to get more satellites out there and start paying more attention to what's going on. Oh, and this is the thing earlier I was talking about. NASA report paints damning picture of Boeing mishap that stranded 2 astronauts in space. Science warned in space, and then it goes on to talk about how poorly everything was done. I mean, I'd be surprised if somebody don't get fired over this. Oh, and this was creepy, guys. NASA satellite captures mysterious human voices echoing through space. Hello, hello, hello. Well, you see, we're different, guys. We have 2 FM terminals, so we're actually going into space. A lot of podcasters aren't. They're just on the internet. Even if they broadcast via satellite, that's not going out. That's in data. It goes up and then back down. Yeah. If you want to get out into space, you need to be on the airwaves. Yes, think about this. In 50 years, they'll be listening Jay and I out on one of the. Well, they've already listened to us if we've been on 4 years, because in Proxima, they go, wow, these guys are cool, man. When's their next show, man? Yeah, they only listened to us 4 years out of sync. Now, in 4 years from now, they were hearing about Donald Trump and the world. They're like, damn, shit went crazy fast.
Yeah, but they could also be saying, I forgot my mic was muted while you were talking. They could also be saying, wow, God, those 2 idiots, they really have everything wrong about how the universe is.
Yeah. Seth Meyers predicted that Trump would announce alien life.
Really?
Ooh, he's not the
Yeah,
only
well,
one.
he announces it, but until it comes out, it's really there's.
So this is the one I was looking for earlier. I was telling you about. So Roger Stone says Richard Nixon told comedian Jackie Gleason that UFOs are real and took him to Florida military facility to see one. He took Jackie Gleason to Florida.
Yes. No, Jackie Gleason lived in Florida. He went to Florida and brought him to a facility.
He took him down to the facility to see it.
Yes, he did. Allegedly.
And well, see, that's the thing. I've heard this story from 4 or 5 different people now, and from a couple of different other people in the government. So I don't doubt the story. And Richard Nixon would have known. He would have been one of the presidents to know. It's probably why he arranged that first meeting in space with us and the Russians. Yeah, you don't remember the hot dog people? That our astronauts were so weird when they found out that the Russians had heated hot dogs, and we didn't. And the Russians shared a hot dog with us as we joined up with them for the first meeting in space. God, people, you need to go read some history. Jesus. Oh, man. It's history. You should know that stuff. Okay, if you're not in science, if you're not into space, maybe not. But still, you should know that. It is history. Jackie Gleason was a comedian.
Yeah. What was the big show? Honeymooners.
He
Moon Alice. He was the cop in Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah, he was.
For T. Pusser. You son of a bitch.
He did a lot of crazy stuff, but he always said he was richest, very wealthy, probably
very wealthy dude. Yes.
Yeah, from what I hear, he was pretty smart about investing his money, or maybe he had some.
Well, not only that, but he was one of the first smart actors. He got everyone on the Honeymooners. All of them got paid residuals when those shows went, syndicated and were being played and rerun. So that's like ching. So he's probably still, his estate's probably still receiving $10,000 and $20,000 checks a month just for reruns.
This is a general from the People's Republic Air Force talking about America's new F-47. He basically, it's a pretty long article, so I'm going to sum it up, Bruce. But so basically what he's saying is yes, our new 6th generation is going to be bad plane. Still, it won't be near as bad as the 47. He said one of the things they fear is not, its stealth capability is awesome. That's a word he used, by the way. This is a Chinese general. Anyway, he goes, it's awesome. He said, but when they figured out the plane could actually go invisible, just made our fucking radar detection useless.
Right.
He said, because there's something when it's reflective mode, you can find it. He said, once it goes into invisible mode, it's like active. What did he call it? Active something stealth. He said, we don't have anything that can detect it. He said she can
They-
run up and down all day long.
They have something that must absorb the radar too, because the system that makes the plane invisible to the human eye would not make it invisible to the radar eye. So they have to have some other system on there that turns on in that invisible mode. That
Well, actually, the way all of our planes work, stealth planes, there's paint on the planes itself that absorbs the radar.
it helps, but it does. There's still
Oh
some.
no, the new stuff does no scattering at all. It absorbs it all. But that's not what the real problem is. You got when you're flying at if you fly normal speed, you're undetectable. If you have to kick up to which would be considered like an afterburner without the burner, he said eventually they're going to see that heat plume and they can catch you that way. He said, but those are only used, and he said, and then this is another thing that gives them longer stealth abilities is they don't have afterburners anymore. They have a whole different way to get the plane up faster, which produces a third of the heat of afterburners. So they've been working on this, and how much of this is true or not, they say that the 47 has a cooling system. They said that with the 117, and it did, but it always worked bad. It had so they changed, put these weird ducts on them to hide out. They had some kind of, it was like a duct with a spray in it of some kind, and it cooled it out before it came out the back end of the jet. Yeah. But I think these engines are producing probably too much thrust for that. Maybe.
I think it's at the speeds they're going. I mean, and we don't think it's top end.
Jimmy,
less than 7, but it's 7 Mach 7 beyond the speed of sound. Yeah, they would definitely, no matter how stealthy you are, you're hot. Skin of the plane's hot, and you're leaving a hot trail.
Well, wait, that's another thing about the invisible mode the general was talking about. It reflects that. You have no heat buildup. So didn't know this. He told me this, and I found that I went. So the SR-72 is going to be using this same system on its nose cones. So because its new engines can push it to speeds unheard of, according to the article. And I'm thinking this fucking dude knows a lot about our airplanes, man. He knows a lot about them. I mean, he said, but no, I don't know. And then he tells the reporter guy, I don't know nothing that hasn't been in the paper. He said, yeah. He said, I'm not believing that. It's
he's got to have the inside word somehow. Then I mean, there's no other.
Well, a lot of these generals and admirals in China, once they settle down and they go on vacation and they never come back. And they places like the UK and stuff, and sometimes they end up dead. Somehow get them, but as long as they don't talk too much. But a lot of them want to come out and talk because she talks a good talk. But the guy said, look, he said I was a guy in charge of the Air Force. All I can tell you is the United States has a badass Air Force, and when you combine it with NATO, they're unstoppable. Short of using nuclear weapons, they're unstoppable. See, that's the problem. China, it's not just defending against us or defending against Europe. They have to defend both of us. And Russia really doesn't have that much crap anymore, even though they got better pilots than China does. I agree with you. Rock on. Marky.
That's the attention hound. I think he wants out. You want out? Yeah, he wants out. All right.
Well, no, we got the F-22, which is bad. We got the F-35, which is almost as bad as the F-22. We got the F-47, which is badass. The Navy's got some stuff it's got coming out too, which are pretty badass. Well, the Navy likes the F-18. They don't want to get rid of it for some reason. They just like it. It took them a long time to get rid of the Phantom. Yeah, Navy because what happens is they keep updating the damn thing. They're lighter, faster, smaller. They're twin engine.
Controlled by brain thoughts.
The Hornets are just bad these days, and they want to get rid of them. That's why they call them the Hornets, because they're fast and badass.
Oh, the Hornet. Yeah, they're not controlled by brain thoughts. The 22 is. I thought we were still talking about the 22.
No, the 22s are. Michael, that's a good question. I don't know why. Okay, first off, I don't know for sure they're not in the F-35s, but rumor has it they're not. They have not deployed this. It's half of the F-22 fleet has this, and they said because it's extremely dangerous. Pilot loses concentration. Boom, bam, bam. Because there was in the very beginning, they called it the Widowmaker, and everybody thought at first because you were going to go kill a bunch of pilots, and that's not why they called it that. it was killing test pilots fucking left and right. The plane was on. What 117 was like that. It was another hazard when it came out because flying a brick by wire is not the computers don't always make the right decisions, or other issues go on that it may not compensate for. So most planes have hydraulics all the way up to the steering wheel and to the wheels and to everything else. But nowadays, it's even a lot of cars today are fly by wire, drive by wire. Your steering wheel is not physically connected to the wheels. The only downside to that is any type of electronics and make it where any type of magnetic thing can make it where your car can't drive.
Oh, well, even like a simple thing like a fuse in the fuse panel burns out.
It's
no control whatsoever.
Well, I mean, they're good. I mean, they're good. They've been around for a while now, but pretty soon you're gonna have drive by wire with no driver. If Uber has their way, there'll be as many non-human drivers on the road as there are human drivers. Yeah. Don't ask me. They just because get this. So if you get in a Uber with no driver, it's half the price of an Uber with a driver, and there's no tip involved.
What?
Yeah. And
how
does
that work? Uber, how do you determine that you're going to get an automatic car?
I imagine you have to request. I imagine you have to request it. Well, see where you live, they probably don't have them yet. And they got the what they call emus and mumus, whatever. They got them in Phoenix, they got them in Phoenix and in LA. And everybody says they're way cheaper than Uber is. I mean, the guy said it was about a third of what getting an Uber cost because you're not paying any tip and you're not paying anything. I mean, they're not paying a driver. And the guy was talking about the car will pay itself off probably in the first year.
Yeah.
Most cars last 15 to 20 as long as it's in good shape. You'll get probably 10, 15 years. That way, taxi get long on that. But one thing I got to say about most cities, they change their laws so taxis and things, and even Ubers and all can only be X amount old, and then they got to go. Well, Uber, you get paid by if your car's in not so great condition. Yeah, you're not making as much money. And then I knew a driver down here. I was his last ride because he had to retire that car because Uber told him that was it. You hit the age limit today. I think it was 15 years. I've never driven for it. I couldn't tell you. And I can tell you, but I've never been there. You know what that is on the thing? The Acorn-shaped UFO crashes and Soldier Seal, Pennsylvania.
Kecksburg.
Yeah, Pierce Seal.
65?
I don't know, man. It was back there.
Hey, Google, what was the what year was the UFO Kecksburg incident?
Kecksburg's in Pennsylvania. That's what we're talking about. Yeah.
UFO incident happened in 1965.
That damn thing was
1965.
December 9th in Kecksburg.
December 9th. Hey, Google, stop. Thank you.
When you mean that was just a dream back that time, but
amazing encyclopedia of UFO knowledge.
When you look at this thing, it's obviously some type of. It's not ET.
It's one of two things. It's either Die Glocke from the German experiments. There are two things about that. One is the rumor is that the Die Glocke was teleported through time and crash landed in 1965. The other rumor is that the Die Glocke or a second Die Glocke device was taken by the Russians post World War II, and they were goofing around with it in 1965 and lost control of it, and it crashed. The third explanation is that it is a 1965 Russian satellite, and Russian satellites in 1965 were about the size of a Volkswagen Beetle.
Yep.
And acorn-shaped.
Yeah, and that's what this thing was. Yeah, they got pictures of it on the back of a flatbed. It's
and the picture, some of the pictures of the hieroglyphs. It looks more like Cyrillic.
Yeah. So you can see it pretty much looks like one piece, a molded piece at that, and it wasn't. I mean, it was heavy enough. It wasn't heavy enough that it even. So how flatbeds they have a bend in the trailer and when you put the weight on, the bin goes out of the trailer. Something.
Yeah, it builds up in the middle. Yes.
What do you mean, Dimmy? No. So look, if you're driving, just watch next time you're interstate. When you see a flatbed go by and there's nothing on it, you're going to notice it's got a little hump as it goes down. And then if there's weight on, especially if there's heavy weight on, like a tractor, and it flattens out. That's what can hold more of a load. Yeah, it's designed like that. Yeah.
Okay, so a 50 flatbed trailer can carry 22 pallets, not double stacked. That's 11 pallets side by side, front to back. And if they're carrying, let's just say they're carrying mulch, your favorite brand of mulch, the smallest mulch pallet comes with 68 bags and weighs on somewhere on the order of like 2,200 pounds, so just over a ton. So count it up, 2 tons times 22. It's a lot of weight. It's over 90,000 pounds.
No, Jimmy, like bulldozers and tractors. No, they have special trailers for this. Not so much that the trailer probably couldn't hold the weight of a bulldozer. It's not designed for it to get on. So usually what they do is they have a trailer that unhitches in the front and then it backs on, and then they hydraulic lift puts it up and hooks it together.
It's usually made of like almost girder looking steel, like cross metal. I mean, they're very strong trailers.
No, you can now if you've got like a crane, you're putting small dozers on. Yeah, you could do that all day. You could probably get 3 or 4 of them on there. It's just, you got to watch when you're weighing them down too much. There's bumpy highways, curvy highways, slippery highways. Generally, you want your loads to be distributed correctly. But anyway, getting back to what we were talking about. So this thing, it was right smack in the middle of it. There was still looked like there was still a little bend in it, so it wasn't even that heavy. And it looked, if I have to be honest, it looked human. It didn't look alien. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not saying I couldn't be. It does appear to be completely sealed, but you couldn't see it all the way around. You can only see like 2/3 of it. Michael was asking me the other day if there's still pictures. I haven't looked at it in so long. I wouldn't even looked at it but it popped up on an article today. Yeah, I don't know. Just out of the blue. Because people are looking for cases. Something that can make a difference, or something that can show. But I mean, when you got to go back, 60 years, that's not helping you. Didn't help them then, ain't going to help you now. There's no evidence to still, unless you can go find this little acorn somewhere and say, hey, Uncle Sam, hey, Mr. Trump, I heard there bees an acorn up there in Pennsylvania somewhere, and I'd like permission to go in there and crack that son of a bitch open and see what's up in that damn thing.
What's in them thing, yeah?
He'd be looking at you like, yeah, boy, I got a special place for you to go hang out. Anyway, we're going to go to break in a minute, but the plane, y'all remember the plane? The plane, boss, the plane.
No. The chocolate.
The chocolate.
That's when he was at the Dunkin' Donuts.
Let's see. Okay, the spy plane that the U.S. government says doesn't exist inside the coming 7th generation fighter hypersonic speed space operation. AI decision making. Holy moly. We don't need to go get anywhere.
A robot.
No, it's not completely. No, it's going to be human with assisted AI decision.
AI assisted. So what is that, like, power steering?
So that means the pilot gets knocked out or killed.
Help you turn the wheel.
No, it means the pilot gets killed. Fucking plane takes over. It becomes a suicide plane. Holy moly. Hypersonic speeds, space operation, AI decision making. I don't know, people. I don't mess with this thing. Right now, there's a Cold War going on between us and China. The problem is for China is, like right now, they're building 2 subs for everyone. They're building more ships. They're building more everything. So, but this is what happened to Russia. Remember, Russia had 3-to-1 ships on us, 2-to-1 planes, 4-to-1 on nukes. And they kept going on. But the difference is we were making money while we were doing this. So we bankrupted them. And China right now is in fiscal trouble. If they're going to keep pace with the United States' new technology, see, it's not the building of the technologies that bankrupts them. It's the fucking research and development of the technologies that bankrupts them. Yeah. So, the United States is spending $1 trillion a year on research and advancements. And then probably another $500 billion a year on, deployment. Well, we usually spend about $5 to $600 billion a year, and then we're supposed to be spending anywhere from 500 billion to $1 trillion on advancements. Yeah, so it doesn't all come from us, though. So some of this is these big corporations like Boeing and Lockheed and all the rest of them have to put up a lot of money because development's expensive.
Well, but also what they do to kind of offset that is some of the more benign technologies that aren't really, they wouldn't be considered like, state secrets or something that's going to, cause damage to the country. They sell those kind of technologies, Velcro, for example, fiber optics, and some of the residual profits from those kind of technologies that are, side effects and offshoots of some of these top secret technologies. They get their funding through some of that too. So they're recouping some of their costs, not a lot, but there's very slow to, trickle out some of that more benign technology to us who need, like the replicator. It's like a microwave. Give it to us. I mean, I want tacos every night. I'm just, wall tacos 3, beef now, hot cheese, boom.
Tacos are easy to make, though, man. Come on.
But I'm like Bob Ross, man. I'm just a lazy old man, dude. I want to just walk up to a damn wall and say, tea, Earl Grey, hot, 6 sugars, and 1 lemon. Boom, 30 seconds. There it is.
I think we're going to have to ask Arson Scott to come on to chat with us. And what's his name? It went right out of my head. Damn. It'll come back to me sooner or later. Oh, no, we're going to put something up in a minute. Yeah, Larry Elmo. Man, he's reading my mind. Larry, I tell you what, Jake could ask Larry a question. I could go make a sandwich, get a cup of coffee, come back, eat, drink a sandwich.
Larry will still be answering that question.
And then I'll ask him a question, and then we'll listen for a while, and then we'll go to break.
You run across the street to Rutter's and wait on a hot cheeseburger.
Oh, no, we're not making fun. His stories are fucking fabulous.
Yes.
They are riveting. Anybody who can shut me up, they got to be good stories.
He's the TSR Dungeons and Dragons, the original Advanced Dungeons and Dragons god of dragons. And I think what was the realm he invented? He was part of anyway. Forgotten Realms, I believe.
Yeah, he
didn't write the dungeons, but he did most of the artwork for all of it.
He's got such a legacy, and he's so connected with so many people. He's got so much. I mean, his artwork, he's got tons of it all over. When you're interviewing him and stuff, it's all
Play
over.
Dungeons and Dragons with Gary Gygax. How cool is that?
He tells great stories about when all that was being developed and when they were hanging out together and the endless days and nights. And I was like, damn, it sounds like a lot of camaraderie.
It's weird. We talked about him on Jeff's show 2-3 hours ago.
Yeah. I'll get Corman to do it because I've been promising Mark Yeti to bring him on the Author's Quill. Maybe we'll bring him in a chat, but I've been wanting to bring him in the Author's Quill because there's so much more of what he's doing. So guys, we're gonna put this on. We're gonna break just about a 12-minute thing. We'll come back and talk about it. Okay. This is. Ooh, look at this beast.
Ooh, is that the SR-72?
Look at this beast. I think this is the 7th-gen fighter.
Ooh, it looks like the SR-73 then.
Okay, I'm not saying what it is, man. It just looks like a beast. But anyway, we're gonna put this on. I think it's about 12 minutes long. So y'all got a nice long break, and we may not let it all the way go through. We might do 10 minutes and stop and come back, and we'll talk about it. And we'll see if the other whatever amount of minutes left is worth playing or not. So, we don't always do breaks like this, and we got to be careful that we're not doing whatever it is.
Third party.
Yeah, third party, because we got what's today, 20. So we got 6.5 days, and we're off of
no more dingage.
Yeah, so we could be. Well, they give you 3, but when you get one, it's easy to pick up the other 2, man.
Should we tease the audience with what might be possibly coming on one of these shows?
Yes, you should let them know.
We might,
people, but keep your fingers crossed.
We're hoping. I don't know. I put in a request for an appearance with Senator John Fetterman of Pennsylvania, of which me and Sean are constituents. So he may be more inclined to do either the news on the flip side and or the chat, depending on his schedule and his preference. But if we do it, we got to make sure that if it's a Friday show, we got to make sure Sean comes in too, because
well, we got somebody else we got from Pennsylvania too. I can't remember who it is, but
I don't know.
I'll look and see, or maybe I used to be. You never know. We go through hosts. So But anyway,
Well,
we'll
Mark Eddy's in Pennsylvania. Aren't you, Mark?
with them.
Yeah, I think Mark's in Pennsylvania.
So, the more the merrier. Fetterman would be a great interview. Jay and I just sit down and line out our questions because I would be fair with Mark. So me and Jay would sit down and go through a line of questions, and then we would forward the questions over to them. And I've always done that with any politician I've ever talked to. It's look, I don't need to surprise them to be a dick. Okay, trust me. The questions we'll ask will be pertinent questions. They'll answer them. If they fucking him and hawing around, one of the two of us will say, "Hey, what's going on here? You've been smoking that shit or something?" Jenny, you got to be nice to senators. Congress people, you can treat like shit, like Corso and them. The House is one thing. The Senate's a whole fucking different place. Don't fuck senators off.
How many steps are they away from president? Like, not far, really.
Yeah, so that's
depending on their position.
This is the funny part. So technically, the House is the people's. The senators are whole. They're not really for the people. They're for the country. The Senate, whatever they think should be.
Well, they're for the state and for at least myself. The state.
But the House people like Corso and them, or the House to the reps, they only get 2 years. Remember, that's why they do that, because House reps can be a little.
I thought reps were 4 years.
No, 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years. 2 years. Okay,
Yeah.
And then 6 for senator.
When I was young, I used to get myself in trouble. You're losing money. I'm like, no, it's 2 years. It took me a while to get that to set in my head, to be honest with you. What's 2 and 6? So this is what, real quick before we go, but this is one of the things about term limitation. So you would give the senators 2 terms. That would be 12 years. Or you could give them 3 and it'd be 18. So, but to do that, you're still going to have to give 18 to the House people. That's what, 9 wins?
Yeah.
2 years each, yeah.
I would think they should do something kind of like what Virginia does. No more than like 1 or 2 consecutive terms. So it limits the amount of senators going 18 years,
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, most senators go far more than that. They're 30 years, 20, stuff.
How long is who's the oldest one in there? That lady who's going to
Nancy Pelosi. She's served at least 50 years.
Yeah, right. She's been in there decades.
That's what I'm saying. So you have to come up with a reasonable limit. So for the Senate, 3 terms, 3 wins is 18 years, but that's only 3 wins. You've only been in there 3 times. I mean, you could cut them to 12, but that's going to be iffy skiffy, because you want to get that extra one in there, because they might not win consecutively anyway. So, but the House, I don't know. I say the House should give them 5 wins. It's 10 years. And after that, get the fuck out, go get in the Senate or something. Go become a governor or something, House rep or something. I mean, I know what's going to happen. They're going to both get 18 years. And it's still, that's okay, because it still limits their asses to no more. I'm going to get in when Corso was 20 something when she got in. If she serves to Nancy age, that's like 70 years or 65 years she'll have served. Get the fuck out of here. Do you really want that dumb bitch in the office for 60 years? I'm like, and wait, it's worse now, people, because now Europe got so bad, Europeans are picking us on so bad that Joy Bayard and Whoopi Goldberg didn't take over AOC today. It was so sad. Oh my God. Tears, and how can the Europeans be so fucking mean?
Didn't you hear what's her name? The one who went to Ireland. Was it Rosie O'Donnell?
Oh yeah, Rosie. Well, Rosie came home.
Back in the country.
yeah, I heard she was back. I heard she was sad. No, she said I had to come check on my family. Bullshit. You got lonely because nobody would talk to you in Ireland. They're like, bitch, what are you doing here? Do you know there's no such thing as lesbians in Ireland, right? The elves.
Well, actually, I don't think that's the problem, Joe. I think the actual real problem is that people were wanting to talk to her, but with the thick Irish brogue, she couldn't understand the word they were saying, so she finally gave up and left.
She may be. No, the ferry people come get the ferry people.
If she came to my town, I have a whole town of my cousins, second cousins, first cousins, all live in County Mayo. If she came to that town, I was just native there, I would put on such a thick Irish brogue she could never understand either, or just speak in Scottish and Irish Gaelic.
Josh, are you calling me a homophobe? You should at least know who I am before you do that, right? First off, my one of my favorite uncles, or my favorite nephews actually, who's by the way deceased now, but a billionaire. He was as gay as can be, and been gay for as long. I'm from New Orleans, dude. The whole fucking city's gay. Well, I mean,
oh yeah.
First thing you learn as a teenager in New Orleans is where the gay bars are, what neighborhood you stay out of, and that whatever color you are, you're going to party together in the French Quarter. And there's not going to be no trouble between races. And it's still like that even today. Oh, you'll see some white on white or black on black Hispanics, but you're not going to see any black and whites. And first off, the cops get really freaky about that. And secondly, it just doesn't happen because everybody's there for one thing: to get fucked
To get
up.
wasted.
And you know
And
what?
then
You will
find
see,
somebody to
you will
get,
see groups of people hugging on each other, walking down that street that you would never fucking million years think would even talk to each other. It's, just go watch people. You can watch just hours and hours and millions of people walking through. Just go look at these idiots. But anyway, we're going to put this on. We'll be back, like I said, in about 10 minutes, maybe 8. Well, we got a little late now, but maybe 8 minutes. And y'all take a break, try to listen to it. It looks like it's going to be interesting. At least the graphics might be cool. So let me click this on. Let me go click this on. And it's 14 minutes, so we'll definitely be cutting through it. Okay, there's no noise. Oh, yeah, there is noise.
In under 10 minutes. A machine that thinks faster than any human pilot.
Look at it.
Aircraft
Didn't that look like
completely invisible to enemy radar while flying through?
You know, that looks like the fire.
Imagine a fighter jet that can travel from New York to Los Angeles in under 10 minutes.
Damn.
A machine that thinks faster than any human pilot.
Yeah, there it is.
An aircraft that becomes completely invisible to enemy radar while flying through space itself. Sound impossible? The Pentagon is already working on it. China has flying prototypes. Russia claims they'll have theirs by 2035. These aren't your grandfather's fighter jets. Welcome to Jet Insight. Today, we're talking about weapons that will make the F-35 and even the brand new F-47 look like toys from a museum. The 7th generation fighter is coming, and it's going to change everything we know about air warfare. The race for air superiority just took a dramatic turn. While everyone focuses on the F-35's problems or celebrates Boeing's new F-47 contract win, military engineers around the world are secretly working on something far more revolutionary, something that will make our current fighters obsolete overnight. Let's talk about what's really happening in the world of military aviation. The F-35 Lightning, despite its troubled history, represents the peak of 5th-generation technology. The F-47, just awarded to Boeing in March 2025, promises to be our first 6th-generation fighter. But here's the thing nobody's talking about. By the time the F-47 enters service, other nations might already be testing 7th-generation capabilities. When will we actually see these incredible machines? Most experts believe 7th-generation fighters won't enter service until the 2050s at the earliest. The technology challenges are simply too complex to solve quickly. However, some breakthroughs could accelerate this timeline. Artificial intelligence is advancing faster than anyone predicted. Quantum computing is moving from laboratories to practical applications. Materials science continues making surprising discoveries. The economic implications are staggering. Developing 7th-generation fighters will require investments that dwarf even the most expensive current programs. The F-35 program has cost over $1 trillion across its lifetime. 7th-generation development could cost several times that amount. International cooperation will be essential. No single nation, not even the United States, can afford to develop these technologies alone. We're already seeing partnerships emerge. The United Kingdom, Italy, and Japan are collaborating on 6th-generation development. Similar partnerships will be crucial for 7th-generation success. The strategic implications extend far beyond military applications. Nations that master 7th-generation technology will possess overwhelming advantages in global affairs. Those that fall behind risk becoming irrelevant in international politics. Consider the current situation. The United States maintains global influence partly through superior military technology. Our aircraft carriers project power worldwide because no other nation can effectively challenge them. 7th-generation fighters could provide similar advantages in the air domain. But there's a darker side to consider. These weapons are so powerful that they could destabilize international relations. If one nation achieves a significant technological advantage, it might be tempted to use that advantage before others catch up. This dynamic has historically led to arms races and sometimes to preventive conflicts. The ethical questions are equally challenging. Should machines be allowed to make life and death decisions without human oversight? Current military doctrine requires human authorization.
How you?
Our block makes it easy to reserve time for your taxes. Tap us in, find a time that works for you, upload your docs ahead of time.
For lethal force, seventh-generation fighters might operate too quickly for meaningful human control. Artificial intelligence systems, no matter how sophisticated, make decisions based on their programming and training data. They don't understand context, morality, or the long-term consequences of their actions. Giving such systems autonomous weapons authority represents a fundamental shift in how wars are fought. International law will need to evolve to address these new realities. Current rules of engagement assume human decision makers. Legal frameworks for autonomous weapons are still being debated in international forums. The environmental impact deserves consideration as well. Seventh-generation fighters are being designed with sustainability in mind. Propulsion systems might use hydrogen fuel or advanced biofuels instead of traditional jet fuel. This would significantly reduce the carbon footprint of military operations. Advanced manufacturing techniques could also be more environmentally friendly. 3D printing produces less waste than traditional manufacturing. Modular designs allow components to be recycled or repurposed more easily. Training pilots for these aircraft, if human pilots are used, will require completely new approaches. Current pilot training focuses on flying skills and tactical knowledge. Seventh-generation pilots will need to understand artificial intelligence, quantum physics, and space operations. Simulation technology will play a crucial role. Virtual reality systems can create training scenarios impossible to replicate in the real world. AI opponents can provide challenging, unpredictable training experiences that help pilots prepare for actual. History shows that technological advantages are temporary.
Commercials on this thing.
Today's revolutionary breakthrough becomes tomorrow's standard equipment.
By the way, people, the ones you
Nations
see
that
on the
rely too
carriers are
heavily on
actually real
technological
jets.
superiority
Those are-
sometimes
they-
neglect
these are
other
drones.
aspects of military effectiveness. Training, doctrine,
drone and they
leadership,
got this
and
thing right
logistics remain crucial regardless of technology levels. The most advanced aircraft in the world is useless if pilots aren't properly trained, if maintenance systems fail, or if commanders don't understand how to employ the new capabilities effectively. Looking at current global tensions, these developments take on special significance. Competition between major powers is intensifying. Nations are investing heavily in military modernization. Seventh-generation fighters represent the next phase and increased dramatically over the past 2 decades. Chinese engineers have proven capable of developing sophisticated military technologies. Competition in seventh-generation development will be intense. Russia, despite current economic constraints, continues
I think
investing
more
in
about
advanced
stealing our
military
technology
research.
since their shit looks so
Their
much like
engineers
crap.
have historically produced innovative designs. The current conflict in Ukraine might actually accelerate some development programs. As lessons learned drive new requirements, European nations are pursuing their own advanced aircraft programs. The Tempest program, led by the United Kingdom, aims to create a 6th-generation fighter by 2035. European expertise in advanced materials
Maybe I
and
might be dead by
manufacturing
2035.
could contribute significantly to 7th-generation development. Smaller nations face difficult choices. Developing advanced military aircraft requires enormous resources that few countries possess. Partnership programs offer opportunities to participate in cutting-edge development while sharing costs and risks. Commercial applications of 7th-generation technologies could be significant. Advanced materials,
Yeah, but we still
propulsion
got wings,
systems,
people. We're
and
not advanced. We
manufacturing
don't have damn
techniques
wings no more.
often find civilian uses. The internet, GPS navigation, and many other civilian technologies originated in military research programs. The space industry could particularly benefit. Propulsion systems designed for space-capable fighters might enable more efficient satellite launches. Advanced materials could improve spacecraft durability and performance. Manufacturing innovations could revolutionize civilian industries. 3D printing technologies developed for military applications often find uses in medicine, construction, and consumer products. The economic benefits could eventually justify the enormous.
There's something not right here.
It means it's murder.
The answer's in there.
There's an
We're onto
ad.
something.
And there's only one way to find out.
Development costs. Research and development spillovers historically drive economic growth. In the 20s, That's roughly 15 years from concept to deployment.
Yeah, that's not
Costs.
really bad.
These questions won't be answered.
Quantum
Humanity's
computers,
attempt
you should
to
be
push
like
the
that.
boundaries of what the question isn't
Hey guys,
to
well, that was
remain
interesting.
fascinating
That's
glimpses
what I was
into the
looking
future.
for. So there's one out there that shows the new engines, the new supersonic engines, and I thought it was scrambled at first, but it looks like pulse drive because it's leaving little like smoke rings behind it.
Yeah.
I was like, look at this badass. Well, so we tell people all the time when you're looking at chemtrails, contrails, whatever you want to call them, if you'll notice, contrails fade apart and they break up, but you'll notice every now and then you'll see some with like curly cues in them, and you just notice it kind of curls along, and those are some type of pulse drive. They've talked about them before. NASA's talked about them before, but no one actually knows. Oh wait, this might be it right here. Hold on, is this the one? Hold on, people. Where let me find us? Okay, let me go here. Turn my beautiful self back. Oh, hey, baby, what's happening? Okay, moving on. Oh no, some days I'm just too sexy for Sean. It makes him crazy, man. He's like, you gotta go, Joe. You gotta stop that, man. You can stop that, dude. I'm like, Sean, calm down. He's like, no, you gotta stop that, man. Okay, is this the one? Let me make sure this is the right one. Oh,
Well,
I
you
can't
can
see
see. I
that.
can't see.
Now you can put it up on the screen. Yeah.
Okay.
The spy plane the U.S. government says doesn't exist.
This is it then?
This is it. Yeah. Tell you when it's up.
It's up.
All right, here we go. It doesn't exist, people. Whatever this thing is, they're rolling. Whoa, what the hell is this?
Nor flying
Who
at
was he? Look at him.
135,000 feet and isn't powered by an incredible pulse wave detonation engine tearing across our sky. After all,
Aurora.
according to the US government,
Gotta fly that high
this
'cause those
plane
engines
isn't
mess things
real,
up.
and this video is just a fantasy. But poring over countless dark websites, I've been able to piece together what this plane may be, why it likely exists, and how terrifying the skies above us really are. This is secret, supposedly never built Aurora Black Triangle.
No, and we know the Aurora exists. That's not it. It's a little different than that.
At the end of the SR-71 spy plane program in the 90s, the US was left without a new spy plane to operate across the world. The future SR-72 is still decades away, and for the last 30 years,
Last I heard, we
supposedly
had one of
the
the
military
SR-72
has
flying.
flown
How old is this
blind.
thing?
It must be an old video.
There are many reports of strange
It must be an old
triangle
video.
aircraft flying high above military air bases
We
and
just-
across the
we did
world
SR-72
that
not
seem
that
to
long ago.
defy modern aviation physics with abilities to fly faster than anything ever before
I've been
and
hearing about
seemingly
these pulse
vanish
drive and the Ram
into the
scoop engines for a
clouds.
while, so I know
Little
that.
is known about this plane, but it is estimated to fly at a top altitude of 135,000 feet and cruising at around 90,000
There
feet
was a
for
rumor that in one of the
operations.
Auroras,
At these altitudes, the aircraft would have an incredible speed, easily pushing Mach 6
through the
and
plane
tearing
itself,
across
what
the
they said.
sky. To reach this pace, it would either have a ramjet or an early scramjet like the proposed SR-72, or it would have a very unique propulsion called the pulse wave detonation engine. Basically, this crazy idea uses small detonations of fuel to push the aircraft forwards, constantly chain reacting until the plane reaches the required speed. This will result in a very unique contrail of a ring of donuts daisy chaining behind the aircraft, something that I'll get
So
to in
much
a
for
moment.
stealth.
It is very different from normal engines that we
One sheet of Bounty versus one sheet of the competitive brand. Bounty's durable diamond texture is thicker and holds up better.
have on aircraft today. You see, all regular jet engines and most rocket engines operate on something called deflagration of fuel. That is the rapid but subsonic combustion of fuel. The pulse detonation engine, however, operates on the supersonic detonation of fuel. Because the combustion takes place so rapidly, The charge of a fuel and air mix does not have time to expand during this process, so it takes place under almost constant volume. Constant volume combustion is therefore more efficient than open cycle designs like gas turbines, which leads to a greater fuel efficiency, as well as a higher top speed. If the aircraft had this engine, it would mean that it could fly high enough to be out of range of any profile and to help with heat management flying at such a top
we love
speed.
that, guys, but that's I mean, flying it that high, it's cool. It can be as bright as it wants to be because I don't think any missiles can get it. But
Nothing's going to get it. No.
but still, man, 135,000 feet. I mean, it can cross over the planet quickly. It's carrying, nuclear bombs or things like that. Yeah. Yeah. We got the 2 billion year old nuclear reactor that shouldn't be there. Well, Jay will have to do a what you call excuse me. An O part show on it. Yeah, we'll do an O part show on it because, well, it's supposed to be a 2 million. It says the mechanical reactor. Damn it. Okay, a mechanical computer pulled from a 2,000-year-old shipwreck. Iron pipes allegedly forged 150,000 years ago. Natural nuclear reactor that ran nearly 2 billion years before modern science. They know it's real, and they don't think it was artificial. I mean, they don't think it was. They don't think it was natural. They think it was artificial. I'm just. Oh, look, there's a thing for a nuclear train. At one point, guys, everything was going to be nuclear. Everything.
Yeah, nuclear trains, nuclear cars, nuclear planes. You call it.
Yeah, they were building nuclear planes, and Stanton Friedman and I did a show on that actually, because somebody said it would have been so much more efficient. The problem with that was, in a lot of ways, it would have been more efficient, but it would have turned every airport into a potential dirty bomb. One big explosion wherever they're holding their reactor, their fuel, and poof. Yep. In today's world, I don't, so they probably did right on that one. What do you mean, trainee? No, there's just a lot goes on in the world. Well, what do you need? I mean, we'll have to do Epstein probably tomorrow, but they arrested Prince Andrew. Remember that? They arrested his ass. Man, I had a lot of people write to me. Yeah, Jody arrested Prince Andrew. Well, the country wouldn't.
He's no longer Prince Andrew. We talked about this on the Church of Mavis too. Also, he is just Prince Andrew, or just Prince. He's just Andrew Mountbatten now, and he was held for 11 hours.
Yeah, I don't. Was he charged? I haven't heard anything about if he was charged.
He was charged on. He's under investigation for. Well, basically, the charge is trading state secrets to Epstein through email.
Yep, there you go. Espionage. I don't know. There's a lot going on. Now Trump wants to let the UFO secrets out. Well, some people says it's to take away from the Epstein, but not from him. He's not in any trouble for the Epstein stuff. Yeah, well, that's lady sends me this thing, this picture. See, these 26 women accusing me this. I said, not one of them passed a polygraph.
Yeah.
I said, know this. I said, before he ran for president, no woman said anything about him anywhere. No one accused him of anything. It wasn't until he ran for president that these accusations came out, and he said he'd take a polygraph. They took a polygraph. They failed it. Most of them refused to take one. Yeah, the only one that got any money was the weird, ugly lady. Lesbian lady, she got money somehow or another. You could, when you look at the women Trump's been with, or even the women you see him in these different pictures hanging around with, he would not have messed with this woman. Matter of fact, half these women in the picture he just wouldn't have messed with. These were homely, ugly. It's not who Trump is. Trump's all part of the light, man. He's like, he wants to be able to show his women off. If he just wants a piece of ass, I'm sure he can get that anywhere. I imagine they have places in New York you could get you some fun, happy ending massages. Most cities have those, but no, he wouldn't go like that. He'd get one of them high dollar call girls come up to the hotel. Probably cost him $5,000 for a little booty. That's why I'm not really worried about it. And somebody told him the other day about, oh, he said, I grabbed that girl by the pussy. Ladies, you know, I don't know who's been grabbed by the you know what or not, but hearing a guy say that just didn't even do anything for me. I was like, I'm sure I know a lot of guys that have said stupid shit like that. Probably even worse. The sad part is I know a lot of women that said some pretty nasty stuff too. So y'all ladies ain't all innocent and stuff. Well, anyway, in Trump's case, I mean, he's taking all this on. This is all old news. They're trying to get him with old news. And then they said, well, that they said him and Epstein raped that girl. Well, first off, him and Epstein weren't friends. You can tell by the correspondence from Epstein and everybody else, because he doesn't talk to Trump ever. There's no correspondence between Trump and Epstein. None. There's no emails or messages or anything else. Remember,
people don't see it that way. They keep saying, "Oh, he's mentioned a lot in those emails." Yeah, he's mentioned a lot because Trump, Epstein is bashing Trump because he knows Trump was after him.
Yeah, well, you know, we know now for sure Trump turned him in 2006.
Yep,
and we know again in 2015 he told someone else that, you know, this guy needs to go. So, I mean, if he's got the world on Trump, you don't go turn somebody in that's got the goods on you if you want to be president. That's how confident he was of this. And that's what drives the Democrats so crazy. I can tell you this. I'm any powerful, wealthy man who's been womanizing in his life, if he ain't getting accused of shit, then something's not right. Oh, if Elon runs, you can bet your ass the day Elon decides to run for government, there'd be 800 women out there. Oh, he did this. He did. You know what? He probably did too. He's a dog. Kimberly, I've been seeing that baby eating shit all over the place. It just irritates me every time I see it. Yes, I've seen the pictures with Oprah and where's Oprah's children and all of that shit. I've seen a lot of that. That Hillary and all of them were eating babies. Well, drinking their blood and eating their faces and donating their body to something else. Oh, they were sending their body to slaughterhouses to be used as meat. There's quite a few of them running around. And it's supposed to be mentioned to this kind of stuff. Well, we know Epstein now had a dentist to pull the kids' teeth so they couldn't bite people. That's a special let me fuck you up, that kind of shit.
Yeah, Jesus.
I mean, the more you hear about this, the more you hear about this, the more you have to wonder why Joe Biden's administration doesn't go after any of these, especially since Trump. Well, you know what's funny about this, Clara? So Trump was going to prosecute this guy. So start off with Epstein died while Trump was president. Trump wanted this guy to go to trial. For some reason, he wanted it really bad. And it was looking, this was all going to work out. And you know, there would be some deals. And Epstein was going to give up some people and get like one of those jails where, you know, you get conjugal visits and food and shit. Like the governor from Louisiana got in jail, man. They fucking jail. I mean, he couldn't go anywhere, but I mean, he got big screen TV. His girlfriend come by and see him 3 times a week. He had dinner catered. I mean, give me a fuck. What kind of jail is that? You know, people would be trying to break into jail if they knew you could live like that. Fuck. But I mean, that's what he probably would have ended up with. But somebody wanted him dead. Of course, the old rumors always Hillary, which is always possible because, you know, there's Uncle Bill. Well, the reason I bring this up, Claire, is okay. So y'all are talking about this thing says that this guy. By the way, this wasn't the girl because the girl's gone. She's dead. She died back, I think, in the 80s or 90s or something. So he said that she said that the two of them got together and raped her, and like I think that was like 82 or 84 or something. Well, they don't even know. You can't even prove they knew each other back then. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's really fucked up. And then this guy went to the FBI and told the FBI in 2020, I believe it was. It was under Biden's FBI, and they said, well, she's dead, Epstein's dead, and what the fuck? What can you do with it? Some guy said this. I mean, the guy's a liberal. You can't go around saying he did not make it up, you know, or she didn't even back then. There's just no way. There's no way to prove anything. That's just trying to drag somebody through the mud for dragging them through the mud. Yeah, Pam Bondi told him to fuck off. Yeah. It doesn't matter if it was a Democrat. There's nothing there. And all that would do is get the person doing it sued. Well, they always say as long as you say it on the Senate floor, you can't sue them. But if it's intentional, you most certainly can. If it's there to do if you can prove it's intentional harm, you most certainly can fucking sue them. Yeah, they forget that. Oh, it was a senator not that long ago got his ass sued for defamation. It happens. I wouldn't let AOC babysit my chihuahuas. Fuck no. She's like Harris. Did y'all listen to her the other day at the fucking meeting? First off, there needs to be new rules. The party in charge should be the one that goes to all of these things. AOC and fucking Gavin Newsom had no business there. All they were there was to try to undermine Trump and talk shit about our country. Why would anybody allow them to attend these fucking things? That should be a given. I mean, AOC tried to get up here and talk smack about Trump, but when the girl asked her, "Oh, are y'all going to defend Taiwan?" She said, yeah, and yeah, we don't want it to go to that, and maybe, but we want to try to keep that from happening. I'm like, what the fuck is she saying? I mean, she's a fucking idiot.
She's definitely getting a lot of gap for that gap.
But that's not even the only thing she did when she starts on.
Oh, she's a moron. I don't know why she's in
public.
Well,
she starts going, what we just because the country's inside and below the equator, we can just go take the people. Well, Venezuela is close to the equator, but it's on our side, not the other side. That's not the first time she's made a gaffe about where our country was, and she was talking about Estonia one day. And the lady says, "Do you sure you know where Estonia is?" She thought it was over here.
He was thinking of Estonia, New York.
It's like close to one of the Russian countries.
Yeah, it's the Eastern Bloc country. But just as funny, this week, I don't know if you heard, Ilhan Omar, who's under investigation for corruption. She gets on the microphone and starts saying, talking about, there's a lot of talk about dismantling ICE or dismantling something, and there really isn't any talk about dismantling that. And people are like, what the hell are you talking about? You're the only one talking about it.
Yeah, because she thinks that she said, see, this is what happened to the Democrats. They used to just say shit, and that's how it was. And then the country woke up and said, no, fuck you. That isn't how it is. And I watched this guy on Jake Tapper's show today. Was that who he was? The guy with the glasses. Anyway, I said that could be any fucking body. Anyway, I think it's Jake Tapper. But anyway, they're going back and forth, and he's talking about how, the American people are tired of the country. And, he said, I got to admit the Democrats went too far the other way. He said, well, this guy's going way the other way. And the American people are just tired of it. And the host is looking at him like, and he's a Democrat, and he's looking at him like, I don't know. And he starts saying some other stuff, and the guy's like, I don't know. He said, the economy is stable. Things are looking better. And he said, the border is secure. He said, I've heard all you Democrats say. I said, all of us Democrats preached. We had to all this stuff to secure the border. All I heard from Joe Biden before is, well, if Trump would pass, well, fucking Trump wasn't even in office. I love when they blame Trump when Biden was in office, why shit didn't get passed. Bullshit. You're the fucking president. Buck stops with you, asshole. You got the one who's got to get out there and sell the damn thing. But it didn't need to be. Trump proved 6 months the border secure. We didn't need new legislature. We just needed to fucking do our jobs. And guess what? We did our jobs, and guess what? The fucking border secure again. And we brought drug coming in our country is down so far right now. It's not. This is like record low results prior to the 60s and shit. Yeah, before the revolution happened. It's fucking crazy. Well, so the Navy admits that the people trying to use drug boats right now are down. They've been blowing up. Well, the CIA goes in. Mexico's got to be pissed about this. Finds his cartel's leader, jumps in the fucking thing and steals it. Just flew it right out the fucking jungle, Jay. Woo. I don't know if it had drugs or not, but he fucking took it. He's at one agent. He was out there watching him, and he seen the plane when he was a pilot. He said, you know what? jumped in there and took off. Oh man, that fucking story was hilarious. I'm thinking, I mean, plane must have been on or something, because it looked like, for what they were saying, he just punched it and was gone, because the video shows like a crazy, like really out of the jungle thing, because you just see this plane. Well, the Mexican lady won't let us send in troops to go kill the cartels, not like the other guy did. She like her cartel, man. Big boy, come see her at night, bring her good money, fix her up long time. Yeah, she happy. Oh, you'd be surprised how many cartels have a little Chinese connection. Well, China's been trying to bring down this country in any way they can. It's just, fortunately for us, most Americans don't want to be drug dealers. And then the government finally got smart and made pot legal. So now the druggies are staying away from the hard shit. Well, it was always funny. When I was a kid, people used to always tell me, marijuana is the gateway drug. Well, it wasn't for me. And it wasn't for anybody I know. The gateway.
Yeah, cigarettes and booze, cigarettes and beer. Definitely.
Alcohol is the gateway thing. People get drunk. They do stupid shit. Yeah, you should know better, but you still do it. You still do stupid shit. And that's what gets you on drugs. Oh, yeah, man, try some cocaine, man. You like it. Oh, yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, you want some Miley's, man? You want some Miley's? You should know what these things are that I'm talking about. Yes, you should. And then you got all these cute little fentanyl pills now that are this big, and fuck you up out of your brain. 2 of them put you in your grave. I mean, when I was a kid, the worst cocaine they had when I was a kid, they had pink cocaine, which was a synthetic out of New York, and they had what they called Bluebird, which was a white cocaine with these speckled blue pieces in it. But it's shit they used to cut it. Yeah. No, I've never done cocaine, but I know a lot about it. I had a lot of fucking addict friends. I've had some crack addict friends. I'll tell you a little story, true story too. I had one of my friends was hooked on crack. And another good friend and I, we were pissed. And I was on his ass about it. We're sitting at his house when they breaks that pipe, starts hitting. I'm like, you cock blankety blanky motherfucker. And he goes, you don't know, you've never done, how can you fucking judge me? So I just grabbed the fucking pipe and went and didn't move for like 5. Mike was one of my best friends. He thought he killed me. He said, Joe, you just went, your whole face just, he said, dude, I thought you were dead. You scared Ricky so bad he started shaking you. I was like, wow, really? I said, it only felt like 30 seconds. He's like, fucking 5 minutes, dude. I was like, holy shit. No, I never did it again after that. No, I don't like any kind of drug that makes me feel out of control. Alcohol was always my worst thing I did, as far as when I'd be stupid. But no, have I ever done acid? Yes, I did a couple times. I did shrooms too. Shrooms. I know everybody. Oh, shrooms. That's the same thing. Not really. Shrooms is a much calmer, more psychedelic, laid back kind of high. As really good, like sunshine acid. Something you're like, yeah. It's insanity, is what it is. No, the first time I did sunshine, I've been asleep for 72 hours.
Oh wow.
It's I just couldn't. I couldn't even lay in bed. If I did, I was like. And then a friend of mine who was a lead singer for a local group, Smithroyd, and that's his name. And I used to babysit for him when he was doing his groups, because he was really funny about his kids and his Dobermans. These fucking massive Dobermans. So I go, he always give me some marijuana and some other stuff for babysitting. He said, Joe, he's a sugar cube out. He said, I'm telling you, first off, that double shots, and it's a really high form. You be careful. I'm like, okay, so I'll pop one. I'm driving home, right? Man, all of a sudden, I was like, so I was like 3 minutes from my house. It took an hour to get home. I don't know if I was stopping on the side of the road, taking naps, or something. What the fuck was going on?
You were going 8 miles an hour and thought you were going.
I didn't even do it 8 miles. I think I was like 1. It was insane. And then I know some friends of ours went out partying when I was home on leave, and he had some microdot, and we were doing microdot. And I still remember my friend all night. We go to the house every once in a while to smoke some weed, and so we get at a house, and he'll be like, "I got my chain, I got my money, I got my keys." Every time, man. And we go back for the house, because we lived in a place called Fat City. It's a big party area, and we had an apartment out there, so we could walk, so we didn't have to worry about driving. And about 4th or 5th time back at the house, he goes, I got my money, I got my chain. Oh, fuck, where's my keys?
Oops.
We're all high and shit.
I knew I
we were
missed
super
something.
No, it sounds like I did, but I didn't. That's over several years. And I didn't like. Yeah, I've been to a couple of raves. Why? Oh, I look too old to go to a fucking rave. But hey, watch this.
The rave craze started in the 90s, people.
Yeah, I was pretty young enough for raving. Ecstasy is okay. I'm gonna be blunt about this. Ecstasy is like junk shrooms or junk acid. It's like you're getting cheated on your high. No, for people who've never done anything else before, I'm sure it's great. But for people who've done the real thing, it's kind of like, what the fuck is this? I'm serious.
Yeah, because it's a synthetic.
I gave a friend of mine, we'd gone to the rave, I was like, this shit's just horrible. So they had a rave coming up that weekend. So I called a friend of mine, hey, bring me over some tabs. And we handed the tabs out. And these movies, they're so ripped. They're like, what the hell? You're trying to kill us. I said, you said you wanted the real shit. Have fun. And I know most everybody didn't sleep for 48 hours. We literally partied for 48 hours. It was like, because New Orleans is a 24-hour city, so you can party, go eat, go drink, go do whatever. No, literally, Jackie, it's a 24-hour city.
On acid, you don't want to eat a whole lot. Eating is a whole different experience.
Yeah, because things look weird, they feel weird.
They taste weird, everything. I mean, even peanut butter jelly tastes like,
it's
some
just
kind of living tissue in your face. It's like,
that might chew half the inside of your mouth out.
Yeah.
No, you do drink a lot of fluids. I'll be honest with you. Alcohol really doesn't do anything. Pot doesn't really either. It just
if you're tripping on acid, no amount of beer bothers you. My friend and I at a 4th of July party, we stood next to the keg, and basically between the two of us, it was only about halfway empty. It was about halfway full when we got there, but we basically sat there, just drank, and it didn't affect us at all. It's like drinking water.
We still got a few. I'll go check. But now we almost always get all of the stuff. Even when we chit chat, we almost always get all it. Well, we never really pull more than 20 articles. Now we got some links out. We'll probably save those for tomorrow. You know what? Let me see something though while I'm saying that. Let me see something, brother. No, we had some. Where's Facebook at? There it is. Well, I get all kind of shit sent to me. I mean, dumb shit, funny shit, stupid shit. I mean, I'm like, people stop. No, I don't really want them to stop, but it gets crazy. Like right now, I got two friends that are sending me basically these long stories. Well, they're real happenings, but I'll just say stories for the sake of argument. I mean, one of them, it's been going on 4 years, and it's in my messenger. This thing would probably be 300,000-400,000 words by now. We'll have to sit down and read it all. Okay.
And I sent you a formula on determining the average life-supporting planets within a galaxy.
No, that's cool.
Formula.
That's cool. I'll have to read that. It's what the hell? Go back to where it's going, Tang. There we go. Okay.
Are you lost yet?
No, I don't know what I was doing. I was goofing off. Oh, what is this? What the hell is it? What? Oh, I gotta make sure I'm seeing something that I thought I was seeing. Let's see. Not all blacks are criminals. Not all whites are racist. Not all cops are bad. Ignorance comes in all colors. Well, that's true. I can't argue with that. That's a little pic, but I ain't gonna play it. There's no reason to put the picture up. But yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. People just send me stuff like that. Oh man, speaking of that, we should have had the clip of Trump's that black lady, that what is it, grandmother of Martin Luther King.
Right now, it's my quote of the week and probably my quote of the year. The last sentence she said was, "Back up off the man," and Grandma said it.
Yep, I heard her too.
He was
actually
pissed.
You missed it. She said, "Back off the man, let him do his job." And Grandma said it. I was like,
well, she said that too, but she said, let off the man, let him do his job. He's doing the right thing. Back up off him, and Grandma said it. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, well, people always said how racist it is, but if you know Trump before he ran for president, no one said he was racist. He was somebody who actually helped the black community out, and there's a lot of people there will tell you that. But the media just refuses to report it. They're like, "Oh no, we can't do that. No, Jojo, man, that would be.
But I think at some point, I mean, I talked about this on the on Church of Mavis with Jeff, because I don't want us to get in trouble, but so there are a lot of people that are accusing him of being a fascist and being this, that, and the other thing. I was like, people accusing him of these things better be careful, because at some point he can sue.
Well, but it just makes them look ignorant. It makes them look like they don't know what a fascist is.
Yeah.
I mean, you could not, if he was a fascist, there would be no protesting.
Well, they also call him off.
They'd have gunned your ass down.
So listen, so we talked about this earlier today. The Supreme Court knocked down his tariff thing, and what did he say? He's like, okay, it sucks, it's the wrong decision, but I accept it. That's not the word of a tyrant, a dictator, or an authoritarian.
No, it's not. And his actions, I mean, the fact that he let him do the no kings thing, that proves right there he's not a dictator or a fascist.
Yeah.
Because any fascist would have never let that go on.
Well,
the media alone, I mean,
bashed it.
Just the media alone, he allows. He doesn't try to curtail free speech. Matter of fact, he likes fighting with him.
He doesn't shy away at all.
Even what's her name, Caitlin Contest, to admit he's the most accessible president she's ever seen.
They were talking about that earlier this week, that he's the most, and has been the most accessible to the press president ever, but it's like 48% more accessible this year than he was or this administration than he was in his first. So he's even letting the reporters he hates into asking questions. And then when he does, he just rips them apart on national television, and it's funny.
Okay. All right, y'all see this picture up on the screen, right, people? This is Ministers of Health.
There's 4 pictures of 4 relatively chubby-faced people.
Yeah, this is Ministers of Health for Quebec, Belgium, U.S., and England. These are the people who tell you how healthy you should be, that make all your health decisions.
They're fat.
Yes, and not fat, they're obese.
That lady from, I don't know, but the guy from Quebec is just fat. The lady from Belgium is obese. 100%.
I get. Well,
maybe
what is it?
Is that a guy below or a girl?
I'm not. I think it's a guy. A guy. It's a guy-girl thing. Yeah, that's the ticket. It's a guy-girl thing. What's that, Jesse? No, it's a guy-girl thing, man. Look, I don't know. It's no. So anyway, so what else we got on here? Let's see. What's this one? Worry about dumbass. What? Oh, wait. Oh, forget about. Hey, wait, come on. Then get off my page. Forget about zombie apocalypse. It's never going to happen. Worry about the dumbass apocalypse. It's already upon us. It's called the Democratic Party.
Wait a minute. Hang on. What apocalypse are they talking about? Because look at this. Here's the evidence right here. What apocalypse are they talking about? We got 85 seconds until.
See, that should be closer, because I mean, with Putin and them talking about nuclear war 3 different times and his allies and all, that should actually be closer.
Well, I did refresh it before Church of Mavis. Let me refresh it now.
No, I don't know how they arrange moving it now. We'd have heard it anyway. That is somebody would have said, "Hey."
Well, I think it'll move if there's what did Trump give them? 10 to 15 days, and there may even be less than that if armed conflict begins between Iran and America, then I think the number will go down maybe to 60.
It's
minute and 25 seconds till doomsday.
Rainey, why are you worried about Iran? Iran be easier than Iraq. Israel's done. So let's take a look at Iran. So Iran was a great country at one time. That's a piece of shit. But Iraq kicked Iran's ass in a matter of a year. They did roll out some mustard gas on it a couple of times, but they did kick their ass and kicked it severely.
Right.
And of course, we came along and kicked Iraq's ass severely. And then now we've got Iran. Well, Israel's been Israel just wants us to take the gloves off and let them kick their ass, but we want to go blow some shit up. So we're like, Iran, get your shit together, or we're going to just blow you the fuck up, and then we're just let Israel just keep blowing you the fuck up.
Well, I don't think it's going to come to a deal. I really don't, because it's not the Ayatollah. He's like one of their top spokesman or whatever, a sheikh or what have you. He's part of the government. He keeps saying that we're not going to sway on, enriching nuclear power for civilian use. The fact is that they already have nuclear power plants that are enriched like twice above what's normally needed to supply the amount of energy that they're drawing out of these plants. So their argument to say that they only want to enrich it for better, energy distribution is a bullshit lie, because they're already twice above what is 100% recommended to power any one large given city or whatever they're powering them with. So they're clearly, their only goal is to get nuclear weapon enriched uranium and other materials to make long range bombs to attack and destroy Israel. And then we can't allow that.
Well, their biggest problem is they can run their plants up higher, but you still got to bring it to the centrifuges to make it into weapons grade. And that costs a lot of money, and they're not that easy to hide. It's
well, no, and we bombed their centrifuge, but we didn't bomb their.
We bombed 3 of their fucking centrifuges. We bombed 3 of them, 4 of their bomb making places, and something else. And Israel said that we missed at least 1 for sure, maybe 2. Israel wants to go in there and just carpet bomb the whole area. Netanyahu's a beast. He's a little crazy of a beast, but he's a beast. What's this Obama thing say here? Let's take a look quick.
Resurfaced Obama speech warns Americans can't have 500,000 people pouring over the border without any kind of mechanism to control it. Insists citizenship is not something that is guaranteed or automatic. You've got to earn it. Sparking renewed debate while he still holds his record on deportations.
Yep.
Trump's fast on his way to beating that record anyway. So,
well, no, he's got. I think Obama's total is 5 million, 3 or 5 million is what it is. I think it's
5 million something or other. Yeah.
Yeah. What's this one? Hold on, let's see what this one is. ICE will target churches December 23rd. That's Tampon Tim saying that, by the way.
I saw a blurb about him. They arrested somebody in his administration on some of the corruption investigation charges.
Good. Hopefully he'll be one of them.
And he panicked.
Good, because he knows it's coming. He ain't no doubt him and his old lady been taking money because they've been blowing and going all them trips to China. It looks like he's been selling stuff.
It sounds like he gave up a whole bunch of money or gave a whole bunch of money back.
Yeah. Well, he's been in China for long periods of time. Anyway, ICE will target churches December 23rd. Anti-ICE protesters target churches Minneapolis this morning, January 18th. So he's talking about how ICE was going to go into church, and it turns around being the protesters went into the church and stomped all over everything. So, it's interesting about this, right? This has actually helped Don Lemon quite a lot.
How? What happened to that? I was reading something. What was that about Don Lemon?
It helped him a lot. He's got his subscription for his thing is $8.99. He gained 140,000 new followers. At $8.99 a click.
A lot of good that's going to do when they put his sorry ass in jail.
Yeah, but he's only going to go for a year or 2. That's the most he's
got. Yeah, but he ain't gonna be able to broadcast on his podcast on.
Now, one of the stupid things he did yesterday was go out and hate on the church parishioners, saying, "Oh, they just don't understand." Well, I was there. They just don't understand. They're taking it wrong, and they're taking it the way you acted, because a bunch of the parishioners said he was part of the problem. So his lawyers tell him, "Oh, you're not gonna be in trouble." Blah blah. But now the people at the church said they didn't know he was a reporter. He never identified himself, and he didn't act like one. So, and I think there's at least a dozen or 2 now that have said that. So Lemon's ass is in trouble. He gets all these files. He's going to need that money for them damn lawyers. Here, let's put this one up. Jay, I love this one.
I was trying to find some stuff on Tim Waltz there. What do you got?
Well, this is something different. This isn't Timmy, but this is 3 of your favorite people. There you go, right God. There.
Who's the one in the middle?
Kaepernick. Nobody knew who you were until you got on your knees, and then you've got Monica Lewinsky, Kaepernick, and Harris.
He's wearing a Redskins uniform.
No, that's San Francisco 49ers.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, that's who he was quarterback for when he had his little temper tantrum and lost his job forever. He really thought he was going to do whatever he wanted, and everybody was going to let him come back. And NFL was letting him come back. Nobody else was letting him come back. No team wanted it because of the fan response. They're like, no, you bring him back, we're going to quit watching your ass. Yeah, they've tried all kind of fancy stuff with the Super Bowl. They tried to say they tried to say it broke records, and then they had to retract that. And then they said a bunch of other stuff that they also had to retract. So then they said it was the first Latino American whatever in the Superdome, which was actually true. Didn't mean anything, but it was actually true. And then what was it? States by the only place with violence, obstruction, and chaos is Minneapolis. What they're asking here, the whole article is, man, it's 50 states in the union with thousands of cities. And for some reason, only Minneapolis is having this problem. And of course, Floyd is from Minneapolis too. So now they're like, well, wait, this city is just a problem. As far as I know, the girl who got killed in the SUV, yeah, nobody's going to be in trouble for that. As far as the other one, I don't know how that's going to pan out. Well, there's certain laws that'll protect the cops up to an extent. And the cops are saying that he had the phone and the gun in his hand, one in each hand. All he has to do is reach for the gun, James. That's it, to kill him. Yeah. Mm-hmm. In the old days, the laws were even a little different. If you were to resist an arrest, they could shoot you. I'm pretty sure they still can today. They just don't like to because it causes trouble.
Get a lot of paperwork. And you got to go on administrative leave, which means you are off work, no pay.
Yep, and you got to give up your gun, the whole 9 yards.
Oh, you give up your gun and your badge.
Yep. Well, there's two ways to do it. I mean, they can just send you home and basically put you on a vacation, or they can put you where you're kind of in limbo, but they'll give you like half your salary or something. It just depends on what you did. Yeah, man. Trump tells Pentagon to release files on UFOs and alien extraterrestrials. Fucking immediately, you bastards. Whoa, Trump, calm down, baby. Calm down.
I don't know. That's a dangerous thing. Isn't
Calm down.
part of the JFK conspiracy is that he tried the same deal, and that's part of why he got shot in Dealey Plaza.
That's a long time ago. It's a different world now. And trying to hide UFOs today when Congress is saying they exist it's kind of hard. Look at this. It was such good news to hear. Major Democratic donor John Morgan buries Gavin Newsom's 2028 presidential dreams dead in the water.
How did he do that?
No self-respecting billionaire would give you any money. He said, your state is literally a junkyard.
Crumbling underneath his very leadership.
Yeah. Oh, well, Newsom. Yes, he'll be your president. You can worship him.
Gruesome Newsom. Well, isn't he pretty rich anyway? I mean, didn't he steal a whole bunch of money through the fire scandal thing?
He did get a little money here and there. Well, he's on investigation for all that now. So
yeah, I mean, so he might have to give that back or pay it back or go to jail.
Maybe a little bit of both. Well, they've been looking to put some people in jail lately, Johnny. Don't ask me.
Gavin Newsom net worth is let's see here. Well, let's see. How did Newsom get his money? Newsom and a group of investors created the company Plump Jack Associates LP on May 14th, 91. The group started the Plump Jack Winery, 92. The final help of his family. So he has a winery. Big deal.
Well, all we know is his company was on that second round of money for the burn, and then somebody seeded their company and they took it off of their website. So it looked like his company was getting money. So, what, Rainey? Yeah, you're from that part. So basically, what happened to the first 50 million is all these companies were posted on a website. And they all got to share this 50 million, but none of them had anything to really do with doing anything. Not for what you should be doing. 50 million. You know how many homes I could have built for 50 million?
Wow. His net worth as of 2025 is around 30 million, same as Ilhan Omar, who's also under investigation.
But he is also Nancy Pelosi's nephew.
Oh, well, it's not
Or
going to save
something
him.
like that. Yeah, so that might have
Who's this up on the screen?
Oh, let's take a listen to this. This is some ladies that sent me this because it kind of pissed him off. So, ladies, you can tell me what you think about this because it hacked off some friends of mine here, females, pretty bad. I didn't. Anyway, let me let y'all listen to it and you can tell me what y'all think. Here we go.
Of all men, you'd basically have cascading failures to the point where women will be basically.
I'll start it from the beginning.
If you were to get rid of all men, you'd basically have cascading failures to the point where women will be basically have to depart en masse all urban centers within a few days. And then you'll have like within a month, I think 50% of women are dead. All women disappear. It's going to suck. That'd be a terrible thing. But in terms of their lack of representation in critical infrastructure jobs, you're going to have impacts in like the medical field a little bit, but like society as we experience it and enjoy it in terms of food supplies, oil supplies, electricity, lights, air conditioning, or if you're in a really cold region, heaven forbid this were to happen in the middle of winter, yeah, any woman in a cold area is dead within 4 days, 5 days, maybe. Now, I don't know if you agree with that. I don't know if you think the women are going to pull themselves up by their bootstraps and be boss babes and figure out how to run electrical plants, nuclear plants. They're going to figure out how to figure out the wastewater. They're going to all of a sudden become truckers and be able to figure this out. All the comforts you guys take for granted would disappear within a week. If you were to get rid of all men, you'd basically have cascading failures to the.
Look at this girl's face. She's like, what the?
You look pissed, yeah.
Yeah, why is he? What's that? Martha says he's an arrogant bastard. He is, but is he lying? That's the question.
It is incorrect. For the most part, no. I mean, there are some female truck drivers. There are some female people
but that's what he's trying to get across.
And pump in water pump stations and all that. But he's right. For the most part, most of the really high technical jobs are male dominated industries.
So Sarah, so look at it this way. I have no doubt that women can learn how to do all of this, but the learning curve is what's going to kill you.
Yes, and you only have so much time before those.
All the men are going to, so somebody's got to immediately get out in the fields and take care of all the food, take care of the cows, take care of the hogs, take care of the chickens. Somebody's got to get and start working the slaughterhouses. Somebody's got to be working all these disposal places and driving the rigs all over the place. Somebody's got to be out getting the corn and the rice and all the rest of the stuff. And then remember, and they got to go back and plant all that stuff. That's all you got to.
You got to crank up all the car.
I'm just saying, you got to learn all of that. Yeah. You're going to have to go, you're going to have to probably get rid of a couple of car companies because you ain't going to need as many cars and trucks as guys ain't around. You'll need about half as many, but still, you're going to have to learn how to build cars and trucks. And nuclear power plants is a challenge, even though there are women that work in nuclear power plants. And I'm sure there's quite a few women that have PhDs in physics, but that's okay. But can you do all the nuclear plants on the planet? No, you can't. I don't even know if you can do all the nuclear plants in the country. It's not just having the one person that's smart. You're going to have all the people that run the fucking thing. So all those women have to be immediately trained on how to work in a nuclear power plant. Right now, unless the DOD has changed it, less than 1% of women work in nuclear power plants. And in coal industry, less than 0% work in coal mines. Oil fields, you might be 0.1%. Well, because most of the women I know don't like to get their hands dirty. Let me tell you, I know a lot of women. If someone's going, Big Joe, can you get that? Big Joe, can you do that? I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you? You go do it. Oh, come on, I want to get dirty. I'm not shitting. I've heard this 100 times. Because girls like to be pretty and guys like girls to be pretty. It's a stupid, fucked up society that we all built. And we should have built a more equal society than the one we have. But
I don't know, Joe. I see a girl that's got dirt on her fingernails. I'm still not that much attracted to her. So I don't want to be that equal.
That's what I'm saying, all broke all nails and stuff. It's a tough thing. It's just so much people want to take for granted they don't realize, and then they get smartened off, and then someone like that asshole says, no, that's not how it actually is. This is how it is. And it's not just that. You're going to have a bunch of women to keep care of that nuclear stockpile. Now, there's trained women in the nuclear thing already. and they're gonna be able to train y'all, but you're gonna need a lot because all the guys are gonna be going. And it's like, I think it's like 3% of women are in the silos, but that's still pretty good. I mean, it's enough to train you, show you how it works, what's going on. Fighter jets, yeah, there's a few fighter pilots that are women.
Yeah, quite a few helicopter pilots too.
1 or 2 mechanics, good ones.
Well, what wasn't that?
Did you realize how big our military is?
There was that one girl that got all kinds of kudos. She was a helicopter pilot that crashed in like one of the Ethiopia or something like that. You remember?
Yeah, I also remember the one that got all the kudos and crashed and killed all them people in DC.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know it goes both ways, don't it? They put that square in the military, Jack. Oh yeah, they put that. They did it not. They put that crash on the military. Everybody's still asking how they didn't see that plane. It wasn't just by eyes. The fucking thing was on radar. And let me
well, but they weren't looking at the radar. The pilot was wearing a special kind of goggles.
Yes, the sock. And with the sock on, the little radar thing is in there. It's yes, all that shit's in there.
Well, she wasn't paying attention to it for one thing, and for another thing, she was doing something that she shouldn't have been doing. She was supposed to be, I forget the ceiling that they were supposed to be under, but she was above the legal ceiling for military aircraft in that corridor. So she was in immediately in direct. She was directly in the flight path of anything that was going to be landing or flying off of that runway she was in front of.
Oh, Carl, that was hell. Can you imagine you're sitting there, get ready to land, you're like, oh, finally, I'll be home in a little while, and boom, you start seeing flame and falling out the sky, and you're dead. It sucks, man. It's not the best way to go. No, best way to go is old age in your bed, falling asleep and waking up in heaven. That's the best way.
Fall asleep in there, yeah, exactly. You don't wake up, no pain, no nothing.
Mm-hmm. You going to Valhalla? Well, that's cool, whatever. That's Christy said she's going to collect her 40 virgins. I don't think it works that way, sweetie. I think in the Muslim world they kill gay people. I'm just telling you at a time. Your 40 virgins might assassinate you. That's just, Muslims are funny about gay people. If you were to go to world rule, the majority of countries on this planet are still anti-gay by far.
In some cases, some countries, it's actually outright illegal and very serious penalties.
Yeah. No, John. So no, not the most powerful nation. So China is not big on gays. Neither is Russia. Matter of fact, you remember the what was the band called, the Pussycats or something? They had to leave the country, and then when they came back, that wasn't Josie, but I think they were just called the Pussycats. They were always showing their tits in Europe, trying to get people to help them out in Russia because Russia was so hard on the gays. China's hard on gays too. All the African nations are, pretty much all the South American nations are. So what you really have is America and Canada and Europe, which doesn't by any means make up the majority of people on this planet. Europe's 440 million. We're 350 million. 790. We'll just say 800 million. We're not even half the size of China or Russia. China or India combined. That's sad.
Yeah.
Do you realize people in Asia, half the world's population lives in Asia, China, India, and the rest of Asia. Singapore is this fucking big, got 180 million people.
Well, Russia is part of the Asian continent too. Don't forget.
Yeah, but we don't like counting Russia as part of it. They don't like being counted as part of the Russian continent. They are actually right, but they don't like it for some reason.
Whether they like it or not, it's a moot point.
And actually, technically, Rafi, you're right. Technically, it's half an Asian country. You're right. The other half isn't. It's not in Asia. I know. I forgot that when Jay said it. When you said it, I remembered it. Yeah, well, it expands from ocean to ocean like we do. Yeah, it expands from ocean to ocean like the United States.
Yeah, but you can fit in the old, USSR, when its original borders, the USSR was around, you could still, fit 3 United States within the borders of Russia, something like that.
2.5 for sure. So it was always Russia, Canada, and the United States. And now Canada's first, Russia's second, and we're third. What do you mean? Oh, because Russia lost some territory when it's not Soviet Union anymore. It
Yeah,
lost
they
half
all
its
got-
fucking territory.
broke up into a whole bunch of different various, what do they call them? Former Soviet states.
Which the Ukraine was one of.
Yes.
And if the idiots in the Ukraine would have kept their nuclear weapons, Russia would not have fucked with them.
Well, there was. I think they didn't have much choice. I think didn't they have to give them all back to Moscow?
No, they had the majority of them. They didn't do shit. They had the
I think
majority. of
Georgia
missiles.
actually had more than they did, but yeah, it was spread out between those two countries.
They said that the Ukraine was the missile command for Russia, that it had the majority of the missiles, which I never heard that. I always heard whatchamacallit on the other side of the country was the missile command. Georgia, I've never even heard about being anything missile command other than being missiles there. I mean, no, Jen, you misunderstood what I said. So Georgia had a lot of missiles there, but they weren't a command. The Ukraine was supposed to be a command, but all this command I was ever heard of was the one where they around, there's a place where they launch all their rockets and spaceships from. Well, down the road from there is where their actual missile command is. It's like NORAD. Yeah, it's a big underground facility. A modern nuke today aimed at the door of NORAD would blow the part of the mountain apart, but it still wouldn't get to the people inside. Nah. You'd have to pummel it and you'd be getting shot at while you were doing it. Lonnie, there has been a rumor for a long time that NORAD is just a shelter. A very advanced shelter, but just a shelter. There was an accidental slip. So, they had this thing called NORAD Track Santa. So it's just, NORAD Track Santa tells you where Santa's going. Well, somehow or another, on year before last, what is this, 2026? No, so 2022, NORAD was tracking Santa. And they do this. They go in, they talk to the people in NORAD control. And you can tell over the years how the control looks different. So this is a whole different place. The guy said something, and he realized he slipped up, that he was alluding that they were not actually at the old NORAD facility. And it went around for a while, and even the press tried to get on him about it, but they were like, yeah, whatever, fuck you. We're NORAD. What are you going to do to us? Really? We'll blow your ass up. We'll put a nuke up your ass.
We have so many new weapons we need to test anyway. So,
Carly, we do have neutron bombs. Yes, we do. They always tried to say we didn't have them, but unfortunately we have neutron bombs.
Or fortunately, depending,
Well, neutron bombs were designed like this. We're going to attack Moscow, and we're going to attack Beijing. Boom, boom. So we put neutron bombs, and we dropped about 3 each. It kills everybody and everything for probably a 20-mile radius. And then in less than 2 years, about 18 months, the radiation goes away. And anything that was not powered up is still useful.
Yep.
So you can go in and refurb these cities pretty quickly. The wiring will all still be intact. There won't be any radiation.
Yeah, unless it was on, it'll be fine. Yes.
Yeah. So service areas, service crossover stations like that, stuff like that, you'll probably be replacing. But instead of having to pound the city to dust, haul it all out and debris, get rid of all the radiation. No, you don't. It's in a way, it's a nasty weapon because it can kill you and give up your city.
And literally no destruction. I mean, there is some concussive to it. The blast, if the blast gets too close to the buildings, maybe you have a block with the buildings with blown out windows or some structural damage. But you basically have a pre-built city to just move into and power up and start going.
Yeah, it's like a high yield dirty bomb with a very low half life.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
after 2 years, I think you have to clean up a lot of bones and.
Well, that's what they were talking about. So the neutron bomb, there'll still be bodies around. So 2 years half-life is going to be gone. They said 5 years they'll go into the cities, maybe 3. I think they wanted for the bodies and other stuff to decay more before they went in. Something about it could be rolled in and rolled into the dirt, but not if it's still.
Yeah, and maybe like bone marrow would be, the bones would preserve it for a long time. I don't know.
Yeah, there was some reason they wanted to wait till it got to a certain point of the body decaying before they put it in the ground. Yeah, they're going to use it as fertilizer. Yeah, mix the bodies back into the dirt in the area because there's not going to be any trees left. There's not going to be any animals. Not going to be flowers, any grass. All that shit's going to be dead. So anything you can add to the soil to bring it back to life, because the soil's dead, even the microbes have been killed. Now, maybe not all the way down, but they've been killed at least a foot or two down. depending on how much rain there was during the contamination period.
It will take years to recover the fauna. Or not the fauna, the flora.
You
Fauna will eventually start to move in when the flora returns.
Yeah. You want to know what's nasty about this bomb? Is it kills you slowly. It irradiates you to death. It doesn't flash fry you like a nuke does, where you're like, oh, and you're dead. You're thinking, oh, and then
what's the time frame? A day, 2 days?
Within 5 miles of the bomb, you're dead within 24 hours. So that means for 24 hours, you're just horrible, walking around,
groaning in pain, probably cancer.
Probably you get out, but it can be up to a week before it kills you. Actually, up to 14 days is what they said. It's a horrible way to die. Yeah. But the way they do it now, the way they got it scheduled is like a try thing, so that the whole entire area is thoroughly radiated, so everything dies within about 12 hours. Well, imagine if you're really close to the bomb, you're probably dead within 2 hours or so. But think of it this way: people who touched raw reactive material back in the day lived for months afterwards. Yes, including the woman who, discovered radiation the hard way, unfortunately. Yes, it doesn't. It depending on dosages and where you are, and see, because you could actually be inside of a building somewhere that's sealed and be safe. But I don't know what else you're going to do. You're not going to have any electricity. You're not going to get food. You're not going to have air conditioning. You're not going to have any recyclable air, because if you take any air from outside, well, guess what? You're dead. So you mean like an underground shelter? If you've got recyclable air, recyclable water, yeah, you'll probably be okay. And enough food to last about 3 years, you'll probably be okay. Yeah, because you can get out and leave then and go to another country or something. Or there may even be shelters there looking for people by that time. Well, there's a thing that the Army has. So if there's a nuclear war, there's actually a division that goes out looking for people with underground shelters and underground any facilities where they could have survived. They actually got to look for them. You'd be surprised how well informed they are about your underground shelter people. Inside of a silo, even a direct hit, you'll survive if you're in a silo. Yeah. They actually tested that. Oh no, they tested that. So I forgot where it was. Some state up north, or out north of west, really. They built a complete silo. The first time they nuked it, it shattered it. It caved in, did all kind of shit. They tested it. Finally, you could drop a 40 kiloton nuke on top of it, and everybody inside would survive. And they could still launch their fucking missile. That's badass, my friend. Of course, when you open up that thing to launch a missile, you better have everything else sealed off real well, because if not, you're dead. Radiation's just not a fun thing. Hold on, we're getting ready to get, but let me see. I know we had that, but we might have already talked about it. Let me see. Hold on, I'll pull it up. I should keep this on a side. That's where were we? So the moon sucks. The Russians have been mouthing off a lot lately. Oh, simulated air. Oh, so they think China sold some advanced missile interceptors to Iran. Good. America wants to see if they can kill them.
Oh.
So I meant to point this out. The science says we may have been wrong about the origins of life. About how humans came to be. Now we've argued about that on air many times about how we could have came to be here, but it doesn't seem like we started at the base microbe. It looks like it might have been something different.
There's evidence that we are not originally from Earth.
Yeah. Well,
and they also recently found some biology that puts life starting on this planet for something billion years ago, very soon.
Yes, much like right within like the first 800 million years of development. That was crazy. That estimation. And that changes a lot of things. I was in DC about 12 years ago. I won a $5,000 bet with a smart ass. He was a aide to one of the politicians. And he said, well, you can't prove that we didn't come from here. I said, I most certainly can. He's like, what do you mean? I said, I can prove that no human alive today is from Earth. He's like, well, I bet you $5,000. I said, y'all heard that, right? Someone want my money. And the guy's like, you just prove it to me. I said, okay, well, you ever heard of panspermia? He said, yeah. I said, the building blocks of life brought us to Earth, right? He's like, yeah. I said, okay. I said, have you ever heard of God? He said, yeah. I said, God built us and put us on this planet. We didn't evolve here. He put us here. It says it clearly. He said, yeah. I said, and the other only other explanation for how we could be here is extraterrestrial involvement, which means they would have created us and put us on this rock. Anyway it goes, we're not from here. And I said, I got something else for you just to aggravate you. I said, the biological human clock is set to 24 and a quarter hours. He said, we got a 24-hour day. I said, no, actually, we don't. We have a 23 and 3/4 hour day. I said, the only planet that reaches that on this solar system is Mars at 24 and a quarter hours. I said, matter of fact, the optimal temperature of Mars 1.2 billion years ago is the optimal temperature for humans to live on today, which our planet is 10 degrees hotter, too hot for us. And the gravity's a little stronger for us. It's almost like he's like, what? I said, look it up. It's all science. And he just wrote a check, dude. It was so funny. He came up on the stage and wrote a check. It was like, he's like, I told him, I said, well, argue your way out of it. He's like, well, there is no argument out of it. He said, well, if it's panspermia, then yeah, we didn't come from here. And if it's God, we didn't come from here. And I was like, I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. And ET, we didn't come here. I said, anyway, I said, we're not naturally occurring to this planet. We were created some way or another. Like, he's like, I'm gonna use it. He tells me later that day, I'm gonna use that on my wife. She's very religious. So you're gonna get smacked in the head is what you're gonna get. Oh, let's see. Iran has promised Trump its oil riches if it just to leave them alone. Please, Mr. Trump, don't kill us, man. If we
leave them alone, meaning they let them go ahead and
no,
develop
not
nuclear
like
weapons.
that. Actually, that's not exactly that. Let me see where it goes.
He's not going to go for it.
Yeah, Iran promised Trump its oil riches, but they're saying it could be just a clever ploy to avoid a war.
Tactic. Yeah, we're coming for the oil anyway.
Yeah, so if they give us the oil and they stop fucking killing their people, actually, I think Trump's going to want some kind of, he messed up in Venezuela and he realizes he's going to want some kind of assurance that the people there get a little more freedom. I think Trump's going to start working on pushing this to try to bring, because Iran used to be a free nation. It was a badass free nation when it wasn't. It was a good friend of ours. And then it just went shit-faced overnight. The Muslims took over, Jack. That's what actually happened, yeah. Now it was like 7 countries in the Middle East that the Muslims just took over. And they were all free countries, all doing well. And then through whatever means, they were taken over, and now they're shitholes, all of them. And I like what's his name does there's a thing that shows them then and now. And it just shows countries that were communist and Muslim back in the day that are free now and how much better they do. Yeah. But it's the truth. So China definitely gave them some kind of missile defense stuff.
That's not a good sign.
Yeah, but Russia gave them stuff. I don't think we're particularly worried about that.
Well, we now have 2. If it's not there yet, it will be soon. We're going to have 2 carriers in there. We're going to have that place pretty much blockaded. How is China getting these kind of things in there?
So this one's interesting. Dark Angel explained America's new hypersonic missile built to strike 1,700 miles with almost no warning, and can also be deployed on certain type of aircraft.
Huh. Look at that.
So you're doing Mach 3, and you launch the thing when it takes off. So it's doing Mach 9 now, and you're like, "What? Oh, you did? Okay, well." It's going to be interesting to see how all this technology pans out. This is what I told you about earlier, about 1.5 million hidden objects. Putin's assassin makes chilling warning, World War III warning, bunkers won't save you, people.
Well, we got bunker busters, no kidding.
It's I don't have this up, but this is the rover's strangest finds for this. I'm sorry, 5 years of Mars's rover's strangest finds. I'll have to pull that up for tomorrow. And Jack, I imagine it'll take 15 minutes or so to go through it all. It's 5 years of the rover finding weird shit on Mars. No, nothing like life or nothing like that. No, it's not like that. Mm-hmm. No, that's I can't say his name, but assassin makes the chilling warning about World War III. It won't. But you know what always cracks me up about these guys? Yeah, we're talking big shit. Hey, dude, in Russia, you know what? We have 5,000 fucking nukes too. Yes.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of fucking submarines floating around with nukes on them too. Get froggy and jump, see what fucking happens. We'll flatten your whole fucking country.
We have
Yeah,
enough
we'll
to
get
destroy
half
the
of China
planet
and
several times over. Yeah.
Asshole. And you know what? We'll probably be able to shoot your missiles down, Dutch. And let's be honest, China, you haven't had a successful launch in 5 years. Every time you launch, a fucking thing blows up, it has to be shot down.
They have just had some successful launches, but those were things that went to the moon.
Yeah, this on their continental ballistic missiles, they have not had a successful launch in over 5 years. 3 of them blew up on a pad, 2 of them blew up in the air, 1 of them blew up somewhere, and then they had to destroy one because I thought it was going to fucking Europe for a minute. The Europeans were even getting a little nervous. They're like, well, what the fuck? No, you see a nuke headed your way, people, you're going to get a little nervous. Yeah, you are. Yeah, skull of dinosaur from hell discovered with sword jetting from its head.
What, really?
It's not a real sword. No, it's a thing on its head, like a.
Oh, it's got like a sail. Okay, yeah.
Oh, it looks pretty badass. They're going to try to
throw it up.
I don't got it on here right now. I'm just reading it. Unless I got whatchamacallit up, I don't have them up. No, it's not up here. You're missing. Yeah, I told you about the draw cartel jet seized in the jungle, make shocking takeoff, caught on camera. It was badass. I wish I had it up. That fucker just whoosh. I'm out of here, buddy. Yeah, they stole it, man. They like screwed. Yeah, it's a bitch you the cartel, man. So because it steals your fucking jet full of cocaine and fentanyl. Oh my god. It says the jet was full of drugs. Oh man. I don't know, Jack. I mean, that's not my thing. I don't do it. Oh, scientists warn mega-tsunami could wipe out U.S. cities in near future. Uh-oh. What is that about? Unless it's in the Gulf, I don't have to worry about it. It's in the Gulf, then I'm in deep shit. That's all I can tell you. No, we did mention that about the weird echoing voices in space. Yeah, I didn't say it. Secret CIA files claim alien presence on dark side of the moon. They told us to get the fuck off and not to come back.
Yep.
And
no, it's not too expensive to go there because China did it, and their economy is tanking.
Yeah, but that's all shit China had already built. I noticed they're kind of slowing down on some of this stuff. Yeah, we want them to build. No, Chris, we want them to build so much because you don't understand. It's not just the cost of building and development; it's the cost of maintaining the shit.
And the resources they need to continue keeping it ongoing, and the jobs, and it's a huge distraction.
There's a site you can go to that shows you they'll be shooting guns and firing missiles and fueling up tanks, and it shows you per round how much it costs. This gun's like $1 round, this gun's like $50 round, so on and so forth. They got the big cannon ones, they're fucking $5,000 a round. They got the missile things anywhere from $50,000 to $500,000 a round. They're showing you filling up, what was it, an F-22. I think it was $15,000. That's a fill up one of them. So China's got, say they build 3 times the jet sweep, that means they got to have that much fuel on hand. They got to have that many pilots trained. Once the military, Russia proved one thing to us. When the military gets too big, it gets into problems. It starts getting sloppy. There starts to be cost cutbacks. It's just a lot. And China's a rich country.
Sets in.
But, China's a big country, but now China's got themselves into a hard spot. So they're having to compete with us. But Trump went over there and whipped up fucking Europe in a frenzy. So now Europe's designing its own jets, its own tanks. It's building its own military. He told them, look, you need to be as strong as we are. That way no one will ever dare think about touching any of us.
Are they building Navy too, or are they just building tanks, planes, helicopters?
They're doing everything, man. And
okay, good.
And then because of that, they all decided to add another 5% to I was going to say narco. Sorry. To NATO. So that all countries now are going to be paying 5% of their budget to NATO. So NATO is going to be fucking huge. As it is pretty damn big now. I mean, the stuff it has to draw from is pretty big. I mean, it for a global conflict, it may take it a few days, but once Juggernaut gets moving, there ain't no country going to stand. Not Russia, not China, not nobody. It's just way bigger than people think it is. military wise, but half of it's American anyway, or more. It's another reason we wanted to start, hey, we want equal. Eventually, we would like to take all of our military bases out of Europe. What do you mean, Gene? They don't make us money having our bases in Europe. What the fuck is wrong with you? It costs us money. It costs us a lot of money. Yes, first we pay rent on the land. We give all kind of favors to the government, all that military, all that equipment, all the fucking people.
All the money we pay to our soldiers, that's going into their economy, not ours.
Yeah, they're spending the money over there. That's where they are, living on the economy.
Well, I mean, they do spend. I'm sure they spend a certain amount at their bases PXs, but they can't get everything at the PX. So, and especially those soldiers that may not necessarily live on base, that live in the cities nearby, because the whole base can't support everybody to live on base that works there. So they're all of them are having to buy local food to fill their pantries. So that's economy loss to America.
Yes, I don't know. I mean, it would save us a lot of money that we could be using on something else. No, we want to be friends with you. Yours are our fucking allies. We saved their asses more than once. We saved them in World War II, and we saved them financially. We helped them rebuild. I mean, current estimates for what Europe owes the United States from all that rebuilding and all that's ass kissing, saving shit, it's around $140 trillion. Europe ain't got that as a conductor. We'd bankrupt them if we said we wanted our money. We'd end up in a war with them to get our money. The only country I know that we would like to kick their ass right now is Canada. Trump would like to send an invasion force to Canada.
Yeah.
Take Carney's ass out. Well, Carney said he was going to let Chinese troops do something, and they said Trump called him on the phone and said, "Not if you want to be alive.
If you want to get attacked, an act of war."
So Trump said, he said, "We would consider that an act of war. You better think about that." He said, and as Carney's like, "Well, Europe," he said, "You might think Europe's going to save you, but you forget NATO is half of us. That's our equipment and our people." And he said, "I don't know how many Europeans are going to want to die for Canadians when you went and done something stupid with China. And besides," I said, "America won't kill all of y'all, just your military, which will take about an hour. And then we'll send a fleet around your country, and that'll be the end of that." No, because it shouldn't be like that. This shit going on between the United States and America right now is stupid, and it's really hurting the Canadians far more than us.
Yeah.
And why would they want to go deal with China? They know what China's after. China's after their country, they're dumbasses. China needs a territory to expand. Do you think if China took Canada within 6 months, there'd be 500 million people living in fucking Canada? China would be so happy to thin out their population, get them out of the damn country. Well, the bad part is you have to watch, because that part of China might decide to go independent like Taiwan did. You get over here hanging out with the Americans too much, we might be a bad influence. That's if we didn't nuke them on the way over. Unless you got a president like Joe Biden, there's no other president going to tolerate any type of Chinese troops in Canada. I mean, real Chinese troops.
And doing maneuvers too. I mean, that's why are they doing that? Because they want their troops to learn how to maneuver on this continent so they can attack us.
Yeah. So last time Trump let him bring in 10,000 troops, and they wanted to bring over equipment. Trump said, "No, that's not going to happen." And then because they asked for that, Trump said, "You got to reduce your force to 5,000, and you can only stay for 30 days." And the Chinese leader said something. He said, "I don't care what, whatever his name was, pretty boy, Castro's son says." He said, "I'm telling you one time, this is how it's going to be, or there's going to be a problem." They get used to talking to presidents like Biden or Obama, and who give in. Trump's just not that kind of president. Like, fuck you. Obama tried to grow a set of balls. It just he had a hard time because his party didn't really back him in certain things.
I don't think he really had any to begin with, to be honest with you.
Maybe not. I mean, he was just a community organizer. No, they were both attorneys, and his wife was doing her thing, and he was community organizing, and that was what he was doing. It always amazed me that it went from a community organizer to a senator to a president in 1 year. It just, the whole thing stank up.
Yeah. I mean,
No, his brother still swears he was born in Kenya. The guy who ran Kenya said he was from Kenya, but we just ignored it and said that wasn't true.
Michelle slipped on several occasions. I don't know exactly how many, that she referred to him as having come from Kenya.
And some of his friends said he always told us he was from Kenya. But Jackie, technically it shouldn't have mattered. His mom was an American citizen, which should have gave him citizenship. But the rule says native born to be president, which suggests you have to be born on U.S. soil. Well, no, if you're overseas in an embassy or a base, that is U.S. soil. So yeah, it still counts. But if you're like living in some city in Kenya and were born there, it doesn't count. No, we know his mom was over there too. So it could possibly been true. Just everybody who knows him over there says he's from over there. So, well, because the Democrats don't care. Democrats haven't cared about this country at least, I don't know when. If you go back and look at their rights when it comes to blacks, you have to wonder every time you talk to a black person, why in the fuck would you vote for a Democrat?
Yeah.
I mean, really, they voted against freeing the slaves. They ended reparations. Yeah, the Democrats ended. No, Jackie. The slaves were getting reparations. It was 40 acres and a mule. Today, that would be 40 acres in Virginia and a tractor. 40 acres in Virginia today, a couple $100,000. So, they were getting 40 acres and a mule. And it wasn't just that. They were giving them clothes and feed and tools. A bunch of stuff went with that. So all that was being handed out. And then the Democrats took over and shot it all down, took it all away. And then, well, the Republican Party was founded to end slavery. You can look it up for yourself. It actually says that. So it tells me things aren't taught properly in school or in inner cities anyway, because a lot of black people, I see a lot of them on TikTok and on Instagram and Facebook talking about this, trying to tell other blacks, hey, look, we've been being lied to. Y'all don't realize what's been going on. So but it's more than that. So like I said, they voted against freeing the slaves. They took reparations away. They they voted against the 14th, 15th, and 16th Amendment. They voted against what was a 10th Amendment as well. No. And if you look at the Republican votes, it's anywhere from 94% to 100%. So everything, every freedom, everything that blacks got, it was because of the Republicans. From freedom all the way up to every right they possess today. And that's how they repaid the people who freed them and gave them their rights. I'm just saying, it's kind of shoddy if you ask me. But it's even worse than that because the blacks created Jim Crow laws. And then that wasn't enough. They created the blacks, the Democrats. The Democrats, I apologize. The Democrats created the Jim Crow laws. And then on top of that, they created the Ku Klux Klan. I don't know.
Yeah, and then they go this recently thing with the SAVE Act. They're claiming that people living in rural areas wouldn't be able to have access to a Kinko's to make copies of their IDs to go vote, which is a bullshit excuse. They're saying they're claiming that black people have some sort of resistance to being able to get legal, proper identifications, and a lot of black people are incensed by this.
Yeah, they're furious.
Accusations.
I've heard old ones, young ones, in between ones say, "What the fuck? What do you think? We're too stupid to get an ID?" And I like the guy. He's a great speaker. This guy. He says, "Look, I'm black. I'm 31 years old. I'm not stupid. I got a decent career. I got made pretty good money off of this as well." He said, I can go to the DMV, get my license. He said, I can go down to City Hall, get my birth certificate that day or have it mailed within a couple of days. He says, not a big deal. And he said, in every state I have ever been in, every city I have ever been in, it is illegal not to have a valid ID on you at all times. Every state in the South, you don't have an ID on, you're going to jail. Yeah, because they don't believe you. If you don't have an ID, unless you lost it or something, and you can prove it, no, they're taking you to jail. Most of the northern states have been in it the same way. The East Coast states, the West Coast isn't as bad, but still they'll take you to jail too. Because they don't know who you are. And you have to give them something to somehow prove who you are if you don't want to go to jail. But you got a wallet with a bunch of credit cards with the same name. Well, he don't know if that's you. There's no ID in there that says that's you. You could have stole that fucking wallet. Yeah, so they want it. I never understood that, I watched a bunch of country people white people the other day talking about. He said they just think we dumb and don't know how to get an ID. He said, and the old lady goes, "Is there anything you can do that you don't have to have an ID?" He said, "My bank, every time I go with money, cash, check, whatever, they need an ID. I use my credit card at the store. They want an ID. Not always, though. Some stores don't care. Some stores you can swipe and go, swipe and go, swipe and go. No, you're not going to your doctors or the hospital without an ID. They don't want to see your fucking ID. Not only are they going to want to see it, they're going to want you to repeat what's on your arm 8 times. Yeah, they want to know who the hell you are. Most things in life, you can't buy a house, you can't get an apartment, you got to have an ID. Can't even get a job without an ID. No, you got to, even with Social Security, you don't have to necessarily show them, but you got to put all the right information in. No, I didn't even have to go to the office to get my Social Security. Nope. Did it online right here at the house. I know. But we got to go. I know we've been running late. Well, we're not running late. We're actually running on time. But no, last week I think we were 3.5. Week before that we were about 3.5. Tonight a little bit longer. It's Jay's fault though.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the latest we can go is 18 minutes. The show actually technically ends at 1 in his time too. But we usually try to get out a little earlier unless there's a lot of stuff. But we got through all the links tonight. We got through everything else. We're gonna have the chat on tomorrow to be a good show. You know what? Let me see something right quick before I let y'all go. Where has my Yahoo gone? Where has it gone? Stephanie Reese. Where I know that? Oh, I know it. Never mind. I know who you are. It just took me a minute to remember who you were. Well, I guess it's going to be misbehaving itself.
That's usually the way things work around here.
I can close that. Damn, well, I guess it ain't going to let me look. No, I was just going to pull this up, but it apparently the computer's being a you know what. No, we're going to get out of here. We're going to go and I'm going to go find a snack. I don't know what, but some kind of snack. And then I'll go turn on TV and watch some TV. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's right here. I'm sorry. Sometimes I'm as dumb as a box of rocks with the lid closed. That's pretty dumb, people. I'm just saying. Oh, you know what? While I'm waiting on this real quick. Jay, have you caught up on Star Trek Academy?
No, I have not. I've only seen up to episode 4, and I don't know if I'm going to continue watching because there's been some weird photographs of dudes kissing on the show.
Well, I haven't seen anybody really kiss. I do see the Klingon wears a dress.
Oh,
he does have a boyfriend too. Yes, he does have a boyfriend. He had to go with his fish guy today on, but so I watched the reviews on it. By the way, they're fucking horrible. The reviews are. I didn't find it that horrible, but the reviews are horrible. Marsha, is it woke? It is woke. It's not woke like. It's not offensive woke. Okay, so you've got a crazy. Yeah, you got a crazy hologram girl running around. She's a hologram. She's from some hologram planet, and they're trying to find out if the Federation's nice. So she's going to the academy with him. You've got a gay Klingon guy who wears a dress, and well, not a dress, a skirt. It's gay Klingon to me is just hard to swallow. I'm not saying it's not possible. This is the 29th century, by the way, but there's just something about gay and Klingon just doesn't seem to add up real well.
Yeah, it really doesn't.
Yeah. Well, then they made some mistakes, like you've got one of the drilling structures is half Klingon, half Jem'Hadar. Well, there are no Jem'Hadar females. Yeah, some guy got a big argument with that. And there's no Jem'Hadar females. Remember, they were grown. He's like, oh, that's right, huh? And they were all addicted to whatchamacallit, white.
Yeah, Ketracel white.
Yeah. So I said, but there weren't any females. He's like, shit. I'm like, yeah. So somewhere they got to come up with a story plot where they must have to create females, after the burn because the guys couldn't get back to where I don't know, there's some bullshit they could come up with. But so that's kind of, there's a couple of places where they kind of F up on lore. But there is some fun stuff in there, but it's basically watching a bunch of teenagers get in trouble and fall in love. The Betazoid girl's like interesting because she has superpowers, but they fucked up with the Beta Zeds. So what are Beta Zeds? You remember? So the daughter was empathic, right? From Star Trek.
It was what's her name?
Yeah, she wasn't full Beta Z. She was half, and she was empathic. But her mom,
was full. Yeah,
so now they're just all kind of empathic. What the fuck happened? There was serious telepaths, and now they're kind of they fucked that storyline up. They need to fix that. All the Vulcans have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
But you know what? They're not actually from Vulcan. It's called whatever, Aurora or something. Because Discovery's in this. They haven't showed Discovery yet. They've talked about it a couple times. Like they had to go pick up pieces of what ship that was destroyed and pick up pods and stuff. And they were off doing other things. But they do mention them every once in a while. Somebody said, what's her name? The captain from Discovery wanted too much money to come do stuff on the new series.
It always comes down to money, doesn't it?
It's just all right. Like well, the one that like the hologram girl, she was running around looking for information about what's his name from Deep Space Band, like Commander Cisco, because she's an emissary and she wanted to learn about the emissary. So that was an interesting episode, but it was still kind of stupid. But they do bring, believe it or not, Judge Zia Dax back, or Dax back, I should say, not Judge Zia, but Dax comes back in a different person. So the Dax that was with Cisco is actually on this show now. And the gay engineer from Discovery's on. She's funny. You know, she's actually got some comedy, but they got a long ways. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But right now, if I rated it from 1 to 10, I'd give it a 6.5, and I have to say it's at least 50% woke. But I mean, no, Star Trek's always tried to teach lessons. That's not the issue. Don't force stuff down people's throat that they ain't gonna want to see. And I'm not talking about what's his name being gay or anything. I'm talking about fucking up lore, because it's just once you fuck up lore, people stop watching. What do you think happened to Discovery? Why do you think Discovery had to create this whole new timeline that we're in right now, 29th century timeline? Yeah, because
Mushroom Drive.
Yes, I mean they took too many liberties in the other one.
Well, yeah, quite a bit. I mean, the Spock's sister, you know.
First, I ever heard of Spock's sister. I'm thinking, man, I've watched Spock in movies and series. Well, you know,
when that was revealed, that was the first season. I stopped watching regularly.
I was like, okay.
I only watched when I was bored.
Now I like Spock's girlfriend in Strange New Worlds. Well, ex-girlfriend now. But she was a hottie, man. Yeah, bad little thing, too. Apparently, they didn't have to wait every 7 days to have sex. Spock's having it all the time on Strange New Worlds.
It's 7 years, by the way.
What did I say?
7 days.
Remember. Oh, did I? Yeah, it is. Yeah. No, 7 days wouldn't be bad. No, 7 years, but that's for the porn fa. Yeah, that's for the force thing. But they can have sex any other time, apparently. Spock didn't talk about it a lot. He was a little hoe when he was young, apparently. No wonder him and Kirk got along so good. Well, there's one episode where he gets into Kirk's head so that they can command 2 ships at one time, synchronously in sync. And in sync. Yes, I like Strange New Worlds. It's got some little woke issues too. Not like this one's got woke, but it's okay. I think it's got 1 season left. And then I don't know, they might try to stretch 2 out of it, but regardless, 1 or 2 seasons, and then Strange New World has reached where Pike dies. Or not dies, but is messed up really bad. And then goes back to the cage, to the whatever the name of that planet is. Yeah, I mean that's all canon though, man. Well, then the new series they want to make is Kirk between like when he gets to start before he gets the Enterprise and right after he gets the Enterprise and then stop. Well, that's stupid. Kirk only was on for 3 years. Just stop where he stopped. And you can run as long as you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder about the way people think about it. Well, because they're limiting themselves. If it's between Pike and then the timeline where we know Kirk starts, where he takes over, I mean, that's maybe a year if you're lucky. 2 if you make some bullshit up. But if you wait till when, so Pike leaves, Kirk takes over. Kirk's, at the end of his first 5-year thing, you just start from a new mission and say, okay, it's our second time 5 years around. Let's go. Whole new crew, My own personal opinion, people don't get mad at me. The best chocolate bars, according to professional bakers, who tried 19 varieties. No, man. No, we can't talk about chocolate if Amelia's not here now. That's a rule. Not Jay made that rule. I didn't make that rule. I'm trying to talk her into sending me some chocolates from Canada, but she's sick. I said, well, don't be sending me no flu with the candy now, witchy boo.
Oh, no.
Best chocolate bar overall. And what is this? This looks like garbage.
Best chocolate bar overall. I'll answer that right away. Reese's Pieces Crispy Crunchity Bar. It's amazing.
So the best chocolate bar overall, Tony's chocolate colony milk chocolate.
Who?
It's a weird looking. It's called Tony's Chocolate.
And I'm sorry, if Hershey's isn't in the mix, it's not chocolate. It's
Hershey's
black.
is so chocolate. Let's see. Percentage of cocoa in this is 32%. Flavor milky, chocolatey, sweet. It's they say all these professionals got together. I've never even heard of this chocolate bar. Never seen it, didn't even know it existed. And I've eaten a lot of chocolate, people. Best chocolate bar 2026. I'm just having. Let's see, that looks like Colony. Chocolate. I don't know what the hell that is. No, we're not even getting into. I was hoping it'd be a bunch of different kind of chocolates. Oh, wait, this is a different kind. Wait, maybe I was wrong. Excellent. Oh, 70% dark. I like dark chocolate, man. They got Who Simple Milk Chocolate. It's supposed to be pretty good. Yeah, whatever. We're out of here. You say I ain't talking about chocolate, y'all send me some. You when we talk about chocolate, send do comparisons online. Ooh, this was good chocolate. This was shitty chocolate. No, I don't hate Hershey's. No, Hershey's is American chocolate, which is American chocolate. It's just even Canadian chocolate's better than American chocolate. European chocolate's way better than American chocolate. And if you get anything from the Scandinavian countries, it just puts ours to shame. Because Americans grew up on Hershey's chocolate. It's our bars are even melt resistant. Yeah, we think about all that shit. Even though I used to melt all over my ass. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna go. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to United Public Radio News on the flip side. If y'all want to, y'all didn't hear them, did you? Well, we're gonna be looking for some new promos for this show and some other shows. We're also looking for some hosts. You mean on this shit? You just you need to know your politics. I don't care what your politics are. You just need to know them. And can stand up in a debate format without crying like a little bitch. Yeah. No, we're not mean, but it can get you got to be willing to defend your point. Let's just, especially if it's one of them points where you're like, what the fuck did they just say? Yeah, and the chat we're just looking for something different. I don't know. One of these days I'll get with the guys and we'll see. But really, we just need a female to break up the smelly guys on Saturday. Yeah. Not necessarily on a Friday. That doesn't really matter, but on a Saturday it does. And looking for an intern for UFO Undercover because I hate booking guests. I've gotten lazy in my old age. Yes, that's what's called lazy. But anyway, on that note, thanks again for tuning into United Public Radio News on the Flip Side. Any moans, groans, bitches, complaints, or anything else for that matter, please write to Michelle DeRoche. She says again, she just misses y'all. You're not taking care of. She needs
you're not complaining about Joe enough.
Sure. Show some. Well, she built this hard network. She took the network I gave and she's turning it into more. And she's doing a good job. And she would at least like a like. You ever seen those commercials where they said a dog did all this and he didn't even get a like? Well, get a woman a like. No, I mean, don't like click a like. Say, hey, thanks for a good job, Michelle. Thanks for all the shit, stuff like that. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna go. I will be here tomorrow on Arthur's Quill. I was going to give y'all a guess, but I forgot to go look for it, so we're going to get out of here. But be sure to come by and check it out. Well, it'll be posted pretty early in the morning, so y'all can see it. And then Jay and I and Sean will be back on the chat tomorrow, trying to stay out of trouble, if at all possible. On that night, good morning, and we will see you later in the day. Goodbye, everybody.